I should have started the podcast on I want the Joker to kick someone in the balls. Yeah, man. And then hit the gritty.
You almost forgot to say and hit the gritty. Like that was the important part of that.
I can't believe that dance is called the gritty.
It's so fantastic. That's what I want in the new Batman movie. The musical. I want Joker to hit the gritty at a certain point.
Batman's held by a bunch of thugs. Joker comes up to him, kicks him in the dick, and hits the gritty.
I said right.
When he kicks him in the dick, it's just
again. Harder, Joker. Yeah. Yeah,
what have you done?
Honestly, man, that movie was so good. I'm so upset it took me so long to watch it. But I'm so glad I watched it.
Dude, I've watched it 3 times now.
I really wanted to watch it again. I was sitting there playing Minecraft by myself, and I was like, kind of want to watch Batman.
It's a good movie.
I still haven't watched it. I don't know if I care enough to.
I might do that on at college on Monday. Instead of paying attention to my lecture, just watch Batman.
It feels like it's filmed like an old movie. It feels like an old movie. What I mean by old movie, I mean by the 90s. Because you have to admit, the 90s is kind of old now. It's 30 years ago.
Yeah, get over it.
We used to say things were old when they were in the 80s.
Yeah.
So, it's 30 years
ago.
I mean,
we still say things were old when they were in the 80s.
Okay, but I mean that we started saying that 80s is old.
Dog shit's old. Somebody I used to know was fucking 10 years ago. That shit's old. Like... Yeah.
So, I love that movie so much.
I know. I don't know. It was good. I had some weird aspects of it. Was Catwoman a lesbian?
I think she was bi or something like that. Because
that was something Snap pointed out because I watched it with her and she was like, I just think it's kind of weird that she went from being a lesbian to being super into Batman. And I was like, yeah,
I would be super into
Batman. Yeah, I know, legit, right?
There would be gay for Batman.
I'd be gay as fuck and then Batman pulls up.
Catwoman was a temptress to Batman the entire fucking time in the comic book. Well, not the entire time.
In the movie, she has like a girlfriend or something. Girlfriend gets kidnapped and murdered, and then she becomes into Batman. And she's like, you should run away with me. And Batman's like, no. Fuck that bitch.
I thought you were saying like the character Catwoman was a lesbian. Like, no, I'm pretty sure she's bi. Like she's a temptress is what she is.
Yeah, I just in the movie.
I also know she might just be straight. Shit that's Catwoman. She just might do whatever the fuck she wants to in order to get the thing she wants.
Maybe.
That is how Catwoman.
I don't know. I thought the movie.
I don't really care about DC, so I could be pulling shit out of my ass.
DC, I don't either, but I love Batman.
Batman is good.
Batman's all I care about, bro.
That is half your character in humanity.
Ooh. I don't know. I like the idea of just some normal ass dude being able to like be there and help out, you know?
Yep.
It was why I made my fucking Ruby character for the first season not have any powers. That's not the idea of it.
I see.
So we segued into the topic. And we segued. Way to go, Jordan. Making it clear. Alright, we're going to talk about the thing that's plagued our fucking lives for years. The thing that damn near ruined everything. Ruby, welcome to the Ruby episode. I know you can't relate to this, Nemo.
Alright, now, is this like the show Ruby or Edge?
This is everything Ruby. Because I feel like...
This is going to be a 3-hour episode.
I'm willing to commit. Welcome to the 18th episode special where we talk about Ruby for 3 hours.
We'll see how far we get.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming the whole reason this topic is you mentioned this topic.
I wanted to do it for a while because I heard it.
Yeah, you mentioned it to me 2 weeks ago, but it's definitely solidified now that the Ruby anime is out there.
Which I watched today, and it was fucking something.
I'm gonna watch it.
Thank you.
I say we hold on on talking about that until we all actually watch it and it's actually out.
Okay.
But initial thoughts, give a quick couple-minute synopsis. Initial thoughts. All
right. Here's my synopsis. Ready? The entirety of the anime can be summed up in Venom. There we go. Essentially, I've liked it so far. I think it's nice. It gives a lot more juxtaposition to some of the characters and stuff that happens in Ruby that they don't really talk about a lot before.
Which is the main issue of what Ruby was at the start of the show.
Yeah, is that it didn't know where it was going.
Yeah, and then,
but now that it does. Honestly, it does a good job. I've enjoyed it so far. I think the thing is, though, I went into it with the mindset of this is going to be a fucking train wreck. Like, this is not...
So now that it's like par, it's amazing because...
Yeah, now that it's like mid as shit, it was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Okay. So yeah, we'll come back to that on a later episode, and we'll talk about it.
Whenever we get around to anime 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
Alright, well... So let's talk about why Ruby is as fucking crazy as it is. Because like you said, it's plagued our lives. And let's explain how that's plagued our lives.
Ruby is the reason we all became friends,
Yes,
as much as I hate to admit that.
Yep.
Which I wouldn't say that, but that's what you say. And it's like,
and that's
oh, okay.
how probably me and him became friends.
I
was already friends
listen,
with you.
okay, I know you like to think that, but you and Gayowski circling around me and hitting me I would not have called it
I wouldn't have
friends.
said that was the start of our friendship either. I would have just thought that we were just, big chilling.
You
and,
knew each other.
Yeah, we were chill, that doesn't
Yeah.
mean we were friends.
But
we became
became
friends when you overheard me listening to the fucking Bad Luck Charm, and you were like, "You watch Ruby?"
Because I never met someone who watched the show!
And I was like, "Yeah, I watched Ruby," and then I went home and failed an Islam test to watch more
Yeah,
of
because
Ruby.
we've mentioned that before.
It's
Yeah.
almost
And
like
it's like,
it was
yeah.
meant to be.
Yeah, and then, in the last episode we talked about how we forced him to watch it when we were doing D&D nights and stuff.
Yeah.
So, Ruby, for those who may not know, is a show produced by Rooster Teeth, and it's
Their most popular show.
It is their most popular show. So if you know Rooster Teeth, you definitely know Ruby. But if you don't, should you watch it? Maybe.
Should
you
you
not
watch it?
Don't have
Absolutely. Should you watch it? No.
It's the same company that made Red vs. Blue.
Yeah, because Red vs. Blue, I would argue, is actually their most popular thing compared to Ruby. Red vs. Blue was so popular, but it fell off hard because they fucked.
Yeah, because Rooster Teeth doesn't know when to cut shit off.
Yeah.
That's why one of my biggest fears about Ruby, bro, is gonna overstay its welcome.
Yeah. Like, it's setting itself up for a really good conclusion. We say really good, that really just means par.
Yeah.
Because, again, all of the expectations with Ruby should not be...
I think
this is
the
an
reason we
amazing
enjoyed
show.
Ruby as much as we did is because we made it fun. With EJ.
Yeah.
We made Ruby fun.
I mean,
because of
I
EJ.
enjoyed the show the first time I watched it.
It
Like,
was
before. But
was
definitely
yeah.
EJ made it a lot funnier.
It was good watching it the first time around, and then like after that, I just came to notice a lot more of the flaws with the show.
Yeah.
But then EJ made me forget about those flaws as we just joked about Alex just
In a
really
wheelchair. Okay,
the wheelchair.
so we should explain EJ. EJ
We want to talk about let it be known.
Should we,
If you-
should
hold
we go
on.
into a synopsis
But-
about what Ruby is
Before,
first?
I was gonna say before we talk about that, if you know us and if you think that we are genuinely cool people, don't watch this
Prepare to
episode.
fucking
Don't watch
be
this
wrong.
episode.
We
Don't
are
watch
not-
this
we
episode.
I just
not
told my
cool people.
stepsister the other day that we have a podcast, and I accidentally showed it to her. So, there's a chance she might watch this.
Sweetie Knee's sister, don't.
Yeah, stop now.
This goes for anyone who knows us and thinks we're cool, but doesn't know us enough to know that we're retards. Alright? I'm gonna say that word. I'm gonna say that word because it's not wrong. Listen, I know I probably shouldn't say it. I accept that. It's whatever. But it is such a good word to describe the monstrosity
We are nerds.
you are about to listen
Yeah,
to.
no. In other words,
Nerds
that
and losers.
word can be used, and we're going to replace that word with EJ, because my god, is that the perfect name.
Yeah. Regardless,
So,
yeah.
explain what EJ is.
Well, I think we should start with
Okay,
the synopsis of what Ruby
Okay,
is.
so with Ruby...
Because I know there are
Go
people, like Nemo. I tried to get Nemo to watch it, but he didn't.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
not gonna watch
So
it.
here, want me to do a quick
deal.
rundown?
Go ahead,
Okay.
Sydney.
So pretty much Ruby, it's a basic, kind of fighting show. There's a bunch of creatures made out of pure darkness called Grim. What are you doing?
I want to see if I have all the edgy papers. No, I left it at home.
God damn it!
Man,
The one day we
always
would need
bring
them.
it.
I took it out.
Always bring them.
I took it out to tell that to Snap and TK about the EJ lore.
Oh my god! Yeah, no. Didn't you need me to come in and help explain this?
I didn't know how the fuck to explain Cold Man. I forgot all
We
about
will
it.
have an arc about that in this episode. I will go in
All this,
depth.
okay.
5 minutes
for
on it.
all this episode to be is me in the wheelchair flying around beating up people and Cold Man.
Yeah, no, I fucking love this shit. Anyway, we keep dropping hints. Let's get to it. We'll stop alluding. We'll get
Yep,
to it.
we're gonna not-
So Ruby, basic fighting anime. There are dark creatures made out of pure darkness called Grim. They can sense fear and negative emotion, and that draws them towards people. So this is a world of fear and panic because of them, which just draws the Grim, and it's an endless cycle. Basically, in order to combat this, they've created a system of warriors known as huntsmen and huntresses. Huntsman being the male version, huntress being the female version, if you don't understand how masculine and feminine pronouns work. Nemo. Anyway. I did that whole bit just to make fun of Nemo. Anyway.
fair enough.
So, I mean, we usually do.
Yep.
Anyway, so, in this world, think of a weapon, now strap a gun to it. That's how this works.
Transforms.
Everything is a gun. So, example, the main character, her name is Ruby Rose. The show is named Ruby, R-W-B-Y. Her name is Ruby, R-U-B-Y. Doesn't confuse anybody. They make that joke in the show. Anyway, she has a massive-ass scythe that also is a sniper rifle. Because that's the kind of shit that there is.
And it could be a shotgun.
It's not a shotgun. It cannot be a shotgun.
Yeah, there's one point where the sniper barrel goes out.
No.
Go back in, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, that's just it being the sniper form. That's it just being a solid sniper without the blade out. It's a more
this whole time, Alex, like, this is a shotgun.
It's a more compact way to carry the sniper.
At that point, it's just a fucking shotgun.
No,
by that logic, Blake's pistol is a shotgun.
By that logic, Blake's pistol's a fucking minigun. Like, no, it's not a shotgun, Alex. A shotgun is a spread of shots, unless you're using slugs, but a shotgun slug can't use the range of a sniper.
It's Ruby.
Fair enough.
That's a good ass point. That's a good ass point.
No. She loads in like 50 caliber rounds. That's not a shotgun.
Who fucking cares? We're all nerds.
Anyway, you've been among us. Okay, so every weapon is a gun.
Become cocaine addicts.
Every character has something known as aura. Aura is essentially magic bullshit power that lets you heal from minor wounds and is also the thing that fuels your semblance. What are you laughing at, dude?
This is a sudden and very real realization that we are fucking losers.
It took you this long to figure this out?
I like to think I was somewhat salvageable.
I'm not joking. When you told me this, I've been thinking of how to explain Ruby so that we could do this for the podcast. Anyway, I'm a nerd. I'm a loser. So are you.
I am
Back to the explanation. Shut the fuck up.
I'm a nerd.
So, your aura is essentially your life force, and it's measurable by blah, 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 whatever bullshit. Watch the show if you want more details or do the research like I did. I hate the fact I just said that. Anyway,
you did research.
So, yes, I did, because I liked the show, and since they didn't explain things, I had to do all the research. Anyway, aura is the fuel for what is known as your semblance. A semblance, every person has one, except for one character, because he hasn't unlocked it yet, and that's a whole arc. And Jordan. Anyway, we'll get to that when we get to it. So a semblance is essentially a superpower, but they're not crazy overpowered because they can't be because of bullshit rules that I will not explain unless I really need to later. Basically, think of it as magic superpowers. Some are bullshit stupid, some are not. You know, it's things like speed, using polarity is one of the really crazy ones. Having glyphs with different effects is one of the crazy ones. Making a clone of yourself is one of the crazy ones. What's that?
Illusions.
Yeah, there's things that just cause illusions, things that can make people invisible, things that can hide emotions, things that can, things that can absorb damage and then, like, you feel the impact, but you can dish out twice as much damage after the fact, and that can stack. That kind of shit. Fucking, basic teleport kind of shit, bullshit, like super speed, clone, whatever. Yeah, your basic anime superpowers. It's that. So everyone has one of those. And, you utilize that with whatever weapon to create a fighting style and you kill things. Everyone's trained at essentially high schools, known as academies. College. There's 4 of them. No, they're high schools because of the age that they would be.
They'd be 17. That's when you start college.
Never mind, I'm thinking about Ruby's age. She's 2 years younger. I'm an idiot.
Because
I'm wrong. Thank you. Thank you for correcting me. I approve. Fuck off, Alex. Fuck you, Nemo. I just needed to say that.
You just like saying fuck me and fuck Nemo?
Yes. All my homies hate Alex.
I hate that.
We'll call back that one. Fuck yeah.
Anyway, there are 4 kingdoms, each one with their own academy. There's the last really thing that we really need to cover before we get into Edge is dust, which is magical crystals that have elemental powers trapped in them. Things can range from fire to ice to wind to gravity. You have a shotgun in your mouth.
It's on my chin.
I wasn't really looking at you. I assumed it was just in your mouth.
I am Kurt Cobain, yes.
Good for you. Don't make that joke. That's bad.
Something's in my ass. Continue.
All right. So it's that's all like the basics of the world. If we need more explanations as we get across to it, we'll get across to it. Because, we're at 15 minutes in. Edge is going to take a while. Let's start cranking out Edge. Edge is our made-up team. So teams are made up of 4 members. There's 3 of us.
I thought you were giving me the respect, like double tapping. You're just like, fuck yeah,
Edge! No, it's.
So yeah, he stabbed his chest and then twisted the knife to kill him faster. Anyway, teams are usually made out of 4 members. We only have 3. We're looking for a 4th. So if you want, submit your application in the comments below.
We need your name, your age, your sex. your race,
your credit card information,
the 3 wacky numbers on the back of it. Yeah.
your mom's maiden name, your postal code, the expiration date of the credit card, and
your expiration date.
What
your
kind of
mom's
shampoo
you use. Dude, I thought you were pulling a no. I'm just gonna be like, I need you to tell me your mom's name and where she lives.
Yeah, that too.
So I can fuck her.
Do you use conditioner?
Shampoo is better.
How many numbers are in your soap?
Can you count to 4?
How much shit is in your shampoo? 1 and what? 1 and what is in your shampoo?
3 and 7.
Listen, if it's below 8, you're not getting accepted.
Yeah, you need to have 8 and 1
You gotta
shampoo.
have-
You gotta have
One-
one. You have shampoo, conditioner, body wash, toothpaste,
Lighter
shaving
fluid.
cream, lighter fluid, cooking oil. Continue.
Rat poison.
no.
Rat poison.
I mean, I've been talking for a while, so if someone wants to jump in with Edge, it
Edge, alright!
was your idea for the name. I'll let you start it off, Jordan.
Edge was a concept. One night, 4 in the morning.
You and me.
Me and Speedy, Alex out cold on the couch. Me and Speedy sitting there playing Minecraft. I look at him. Hey, yo, which Ruby girl you wanna fuck? And then it was history.
And that's how it went. I never got to pick one.
Yeah, we kind of gave it to you. Luckily, it was the one you wanted, so we're fine.
Because she is red and black. Those are like my favorite colors.
That's it. You like the colors, not the fact that she was underage at the start of the show.
Oh yeah, he was 2 at the time.
I mean, yeah, no, to be fair, he was the exact same age as her. It
Yeah.
made sense. And then she aged as he aged. Perfect. They're still the same age.
Yeah, woohoo.
They're both
Anyway,
13.
that turned into like a debate, not a debate, a conversation of
What kind of weapon
what
would
kind
you
of weapons you want to use? What would your semblance be like? Where would you want to be from? What would your end goal be? Yada yada yada.
And then we went, what if we just did this?
And so,
And then we did.
and then it was history.
Yeah.
So yeah, do we all want to run through and say what each of our things would be, or do we want to do that as time goes on?
I think we can run through each other. We'll just start.
Okay, yeah, we'll go around the room. What do you want to start with?
Alex, you go first.
All right, yeah, you haven't
It
talked too
just
much.
feels like school. I don't like this.
All right,
Okay.
Jordan, you go first.
No,
You
no,
guys
no,
have
no,
things
no,
to
no.
go
I'm
off.
not gonna be a pussy. I'm
Okay, come on,
I'm gonna own it. I'm a
There
nerd.
you go.
Okay, you know what? I'm
There
a
you
nerd.
go.
I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. Okay, so mine is speed. I am very fast. I am the fastest.
Explain how that.
I don't
works,
give
though.
a shit. I am the fastest. Okay.
Explain how
Then-
your speed works.
How
I
my
think
speed works? I run.
That was not
And
how
I-
your speed
That's
works.
not how your speed
Okay.
works.
How
Gabe.
does my speed
Alex,
work?
How does he forget?
All right, here we go. Alex, I'll let you explain your character. I'm gonna do your semblance for you, all right? Alex's semblance was speed, though he wasn't as fast as Ruby in the terms of movement. He had the advantage that he could move his speed anywhere throughout his body.
Yes.
Meaning he could punch faster, run faster, fuck faster. I don't care.
We haven't talked
Wheel
about it.
fast. Wheel faster.
I don't blame you for forgetting.
This is why we needed
Regardless,
that. This is why we needed the sheets, Jordan.
yeah. Regardless, go ahead. Alex. The sheet didn't have any of that written down.
And
No, I meant like the joke we had was the angrier he got, the faster he got.
Yeah.
That was the.
But the thing is-
No,
What's
is
that?
he stopped caring because like when he was normal, he had to keep count of his aura as well because that
Yeah.
drained as it went. But when he was angry, he didn't give a shit.
yeah.
And so he was like, "Fuck it, who needs aura?"
The joke was as well, like to get Alex the angriest to not give a shit. You just called him short.
Because I used to be short.
Because at the time, yeah, you were still pretty short.
Yeah,
But now you're a little bit bigger. It's fine.
I'm the same height as you.
But when you're in the wheelchair, you're half my height.
Stands up.
I could stand. Yeah, I do that.
Oh yeah, okay, real quick, because we mentioned the wheelchair. There's a joke that Alex just chooses to sit in a wheelchair because it was really funny.
And then I scare a lot of people because they
Yeah,
make
because
fun
you
of me
just
'cause I'm
stand up
short.
and kill people.
And I
Anyway,
just show up behind them and I'm standing up.
anyway, continue. So,
Uh,
what kind of weapons you use?
I have gauntlets that I can shoot out of, and they're like shotguns.
So
And
think
I can-
of the left hand on Doomfist from Overwatch. That's essentially what we're
Yes,
working with.
that is exactly how it works. Except I can put also dust in it,
Yeah.
and Jordan keeps my gravity dust that we steal.
We're not
criminals.
there yet.
We're
We're not
criminals.
there yet.
We're criminals,
not
but
there yet.
We're not there. That's very.
All right.
That's very far. But still,
So
that's part of it.
that's the basis of Alex's character. We'll get more into it as we keep going on. Jordan, go.
Wheelchair.
I was a stand dude. I didn't have a semblance at the start. I go through like I think 1.5 volumes before I get my semblance. My semblance is essentially that I can just fucking rip my aura off my body and use it like a stand from JoJo. That's pretty much it. I had daggers that transformed into deagles.
And you also had a grappling hook.
And I had a grappling hook watch. It was my favorite fucking thing. That was pretty much it for what my character
Yeah.
was. And, well, for what I used, at least, my kit.
Yeah, my character was like the jack of all trades. The weapon changed. I don't remember if we ever talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
But, so the weapon used to be dual short swords. Now it is a singular short sword and a one-handed spear in order to have more parts for the things that we wanted. The spear could change into a rifle. The short sword still changed into a one-handed lever-action shotgun. Therefore, I had both of my forms of range. My semblance was essentially clairvoyance. I could feel what would happen. Did we say 2 minutes into the future?
Oh, you changed it. I remember you just being Taskmaster. How, like, the more you do, you like, fight with someone,
Yeah.
and even off the bat, you'd be really good at predicting shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So the more I would be in combat with somebody, the more I would be able to predict their moves and naturally, essentially had a good, like, prediction sense. So, I just said clairvoyance because it was the only thing I could think of because I forgot that I explained it like Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Because it worked out very well for an explanation. So yeah, essentially, the more I would fight with somebody, the easier they would be for me to predict. So if I were to fight like Beowulfs, which is a form of Grimm, it's a werewolf kind of looking Grimm motherfucker, the more of those I would fight, the easier that species would be for me to understand. The more I would fight Jordan, the easier it would be for me to predict him. The more I would fight Alex. So if I were fighting someone who I'd never fought before, it'd be a lot more difficult for me. But I could still have decently good ability to dodge, but I'd be more likely to take hits. That's essentially what my character was.
Mm.
I just remember we had like the joke of I could see like 2 minutes in the future. I think that might have just been like for one of our nights that we joked around.
I think that was just at the peak of your ability.
Yeah. Like I could like pretty much feel what would happen.
Yeah, how like we were saying that like as we became further, like Alex would get better at like doing like going further with his thing.
Because I was gonna say, I remember
at
there
a
was
certain
some
point,
cap at 2 minutes,
yeah.
and I was trying to remember what it was. Because like you said, it's a long time since we talked about this.
Yeah, no, it's the other thing because it was like we were talking like volume 7. How probably at that point we would have gotten better. I think we said you could like probably start seeing into the future a little bit.
Yeah.
Alex could learn how to use his speed better and be like, because he could get.
I just realized my semblance is like one of the most busted things in the fucking thing.
Yeah, no, like we'd have that. Like I'd learn how to like use my stand ability without fully taking off my aura. Like
Yeah. You would only have to remove parts and essentially have stand hands and like stand jumps. And
I'd be able to jump further.
But it would still hurt your aura to do that.
Yeah,
You
easily.
can attack with things.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm remembering more of the conversation. Because I have to explain my semblance. I was like, I remember there was a cap on 2 minutes. I was trying to remember what it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know that at some point clairvoyance was talked about, but yeah, it's essentially Taskmaster.
I remember that I was not the fastest, but the thing is that with like Ruby, she would turn into like a
a tornado of petals.
Yeah, a tornado of petals, which
Yeah.
made her do like a quick dash or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh no, she could
And
fly like essentially. She could
could
move
fly.
anywhere.
Yeah, she could fly.
She literally turned into a storm
Which
of petals.
was faster than me, but the thing is that that's all she could do. With
Yeah.
me, I can move any part of my body really, really fast.
as we've stated.
Yes. And
Okay,
it gets
so
better.
Okay, before we move into like backstory and shit, can we pause the recording because I gotta go to the bathroom.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back after these commercial messages. We're back.
We are back.
I don't remember where we left off. I was in there for a minute.
Yeah, you were in there for like 7 to 12 to 30.
Yeah, that ice cream came back with a vengeance.
Okay, no. So we just finished talking about our characters, and we were.
We're gonna go into
talking about story.
backstory and shit. All right, you
Okay.
started off speaking.
So yeah, since you guys are both together, so I'll start it off. So the main character Ruby and her sister Yang are from a little island village called Patch, and my character grew up in Patch, and I grew up with a family, and I had an adopted brother who is a character known as a Faunus.
But you were adopted into their family.
I was the adopted one. Yes. I was like, I couldn't remember if I was the adopted one or if he was, because it's not really important. It's just that's why I'm brothers with a Faunus and I'm not a
Juxtaposition
Faunus.
is cool.
Yeah.
People want to draw us fan art.
Yeah. So my brother is a Faunus, and a Faunus is a person with an animal trait. Those are things in the world of Remnant, which is the world of Ruby. It's called Remnant. And essentially, they're treated as not humans because they have animal tributes or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Racism.
Yeah, it's Ruby's form of racism. Anyway, I like Faunuses because my brother's one. And my brother is a chameleon faunus. He has a chameleon tail. That's his thing. And he can, what's it called? His semblance was the ability to cut open shadows and step into them like its own like little room kind of thing. Like Zipper from JoJo. It's not different dimensions. It's just like hide in shadows.
Yeah, I know.
So like Zipper Man from JoJo, if you know that, Nemo, which you do. Or Sticky Fingers for the people who like the Japanese names. Zipper Man's hilarious. I call it Zipper Man.
Zipper Man's just, yeah.
Anyway, that's my brother. We grew up together. He's a couple years older than me. He goes to Beacon, which is the school we're all going to end up going to. And he's with a team. What was it? Spectre, we called it?
Yeah.
Yeah. With a guy named Trunk, who's just a big man with a giant stick, and he can turn his skin into tree bark to take more damage. A girl named Paige, who had a sniper, and the stock of it was a revolver, and she could heighten any of her senses one at a time to have like really good hearing, really good sight, so she wouldn't need a sniper
Sacrifice
scope.
a sense to up a better one,
Yeah.
I think is what it was.
So she would usually sacrifice taste, because it was the one you really didn't.
Yeah.
And then a guy named Reagan, who was essentially Full Metal Alchemist.
Yep.
So he would have essentially a bunch of pouches of dust on him, and he would turn that into objects that he could essentially telekinesis the fuck out of and throw at you. And or stab you and or whatever. So he could form dust into different things to kill people. We'll get more into my brother's team later, because that's important for my character's story. Essentially, my brother goes to Beacon to become a huntsman, and I'm like, fuck, I want to do that too, so I'm going to go to Beacon to be a huntsman. And really, the only other thing for my like starting backstory, my way to get to Beacon, we talked about a funny little sequence with my character's theme music, which was Last Surprise from Persona, of me just walking through the forest with essentially a Walkman, listening to that song, dodging the fuck out of Beowulfs as I kill them, and just dancing my way to Beacon. That was my character's walk to Beacon. That's how I am choosing to be a huntsman. Anyway, welcome to the Mafia arc.
We are criminals! We are bad guys! Fuck the rich! Steal from the rich, give to the poor!
Yeah.
Fuck the politically correct! Wait, no, that's us! Fuck the not politically correct! Weishni, your dad?
Vengeance!
I was about to call him a very certain word I can't say! That's been like my favorite joke for the past month is there is a very certain word I'd call you if it wasn't Pride Month.
I don't even know what that would be.
Real? Alright, anyway.
Really?
Kyle, got it? Anyway, regardless, we are
I got it!
we are the problem!
Yeah!
We wake up and we think today we will be what's wrong with the world. Except for that's not true.
I'm gonna take the grouty dust because
yeah.
that's sick as fuck.
My character essentially, I grew up in the mafia very early on in my life. My parents were involved with that mafia. Essentially, the mafia was created as a way to kind of help deal with all the White Fang activity with where we lived because they were like bad.
White Fang is the Faunus Mafia.
Yeah.
This is just the human mafia.
Yeah, they were like bad when me and Alex grew up. But because like my parents were involved with
You should say where you grew up.
Vacuo.
Vacuo is a desert continent.
Essentially, because like my parents were involved with it, one day they ended up getting murked by Faunus, and I'm like, damn, bro, that kind of sucks. Now I'm all sad, but it's okay because my essential Bruno Bucciarati. I don't think we ever gave names to these people, so I'm gonna call them what they were. Bruno Bucciarati comes and he picks me up and he's like, "It's okay, child." So I end up living like with him and like his mafia.
So real quick, Jordan's backstory is JoJo Part 5. Continue.
Pretty much, yeah.
You were not original at this
No,
point.
I wasn't. But it's because I loved the concept of Part 5. Like I loved all the
You
shit
can
that
tell
happened.
how old this was.
You know that if I got to redo it now, I'd just be Batman, bro. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
regardless.
But then I wouldn't have to worry about giving stand powers, turning stand powers into
You
semblances.
could just be Batman.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a semblance. Regardless.
Of course you wouldn't!
Regardless.
Your semblance is not having a semblance. Your semblance is vengeance.
Yeah, my semblance is my willpower.
Vengeance!
Regardless, what I end up hanging out with them and being a part of that for a while. I don't like the mob we end up dealing with the White Fang problem.
Yeah.
So we kind of like settle out. But the thing is, humans are greedy. People are bad. So we thought if we just steal the dust before the Faunus do it, what are the Faunus gonna steal? There's nothing left for them to steal.
Yeah.
But then some people see it as a very lucrative business because it would have been. And so they end up keep doing it after we're done. And I'm like, well, now we're just not as bad. So the mafia ends up becoming a big problem there.
Yeah.
One day, we find just Alex asleep in a gutter.
No, we don't.
Yeah?
The bullies pick on you, and I beat them up, and then we became friends.
That was not.
And I don't remember. Who
I don't
am.
remember. I don't remember.
Yeah.
That.
I remember it being
Hey,
like
Alex, we found you in a gutter.
I remember that. After he said that, I remember that was what you guys talked
We
about.
found you in a gutter.
You laughed. I remember he said that you left. I don't remember. This is you guys came up with this.
Alex, we found you in a gutter. We took you and we got you better. You would never pick on me, bro, because you were shorter than me and I wouldn't let you done
I
that.
said that I was picking on you.
Yeah.
No, he said
Bullies
that other
picking
people
on
were
you.
picking on you and he kicked it.
Yeah, and that part is true. But we met you because we saved you in a gutter. You liked me, so you hung out with me. You didn't like that people would fuck with me, so you and I'd fight them.
I remember that now.
Yeah, that's how Alex unlocks his semblance, is because one day I get put in a very bad position where I should have died, but Alex is like, that's my homie, I kind of don't want him to die, so he unlocks his semblance and like dashed over to save me. Regardless, Sweeney's not right with calling me JoJo Part 5, my whole dream was that I wanted to change the Mafia. I wanted to make it so that way we weren't hurting innocent people.
Isn't that JoJo Part 5?
Absolutely it is.
Oh, I thought you said it wasn't. And I was
no,
like,
I said it was.
Okay, I heard wasn't. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean that isn't? That's
And-
exactly what
Yeah.
it is.
To not confuse you, for my character, I don't know who I am. I just lost memory of what
Yeah,
who I am,
you were
what my name
unconscious
is, who
in a
my
gutter.
parents are. I just don't know who I am. So that's going to be later in the future for like the big thing that's going to come out.
Yeah.
Anyway, regardless, one day, me and Alex, we hear, essentially, fighting in a city, we've essentially reached a peak of what we can do, and I'm smart enough to realize that, like, the strength I have isn't going to be enough to deal with what I want to do. Yeah. So I got to get stronger. They teach you how to fight people in Beacon. Fuck it, let's go there. I don't remember if we forged our way into Beacon or if we just stole Beacon passes from two people. I think we stole them from two
Did
people.
you guys beat people up on the train to beat like?
No, that's something else. Essentially,
I thought you guys took a train to Beacon and you stole people's passes on the train.
We didn't know.
Okay, again, this was your guys' story.
Yeah.
I wasn't involved. We end up like getting the things, and then we split up. Alex gets on the train. As I'm making my way to the train, I like rob some dude to pay for the tickets or whatever. Alex, while he's on there, sees me pull up, but there's like the Bruno Bucciarati dude is there, and he's not just gonna let me go. And that's my trailer, is like I gotta fight him. And then I end up like just waiting there at the thing for the next train to catch up. Whereas Alex gets on the train, and while he's sitting there, two of like the Atlas guards approach him, and they're like, "Oh, like, where's your family, little guy?" Alex, once again, as we've discussed, doesn't like getting called little, so he beats the fuck out of the Atlas guards, and that becomes a whole fight of Alex trying to like take care of the Atlas dudes on the train. That was his trailer.
Yeah, and that's his trailer.
Or something like that.
They send that shit, and then eventually Alex just like sits on the top of the train. And he realizes that I'm probably going to kill him when we meet up again. Regardless, that's us.
So yeah, the whole reason we said trailers is because we decided to make our characters pretty much as the four main characters of RWBY were. So they all had their own like trailer, and then that introduced how they went to where they went to and why they did what
and
they
did.
did.
Also still exist in this like thing.
Yes.
Yeah. We're just essentially there at the school with them. Because again, when we made this was at the time where we thought it would be really funny if we tried to make our characters fuck them. So, I don't know if we're going to talk about that in this, but that is the thing that we talked about, so maybe we have to.
Yeah.
Anyway, but since they mentioned both their trailers, my trailer was the whole walk through the forest fucking up the random Beowulfs. Anyway, now we're all at Beacon, one way or another. We don't remember how you guys stole or forged or whatever the fuck you guys did, because I don't know if you ever solidified that. Whatever. We're now at Beacon. We have to take the entrance exam. What the entrance exam was at Beacon, they launched you off a cliff. And that's all they told you. They said you had to go through this big forest full of Grimm and find relics. Once you get these relics, you're going to be put on a team. Also, the first person you make eye contact with is your teammate. Teams of 4, so there's 2, you'll find a way to make those two pairs of 2 Words are hard for me right now.
It was so essentially when you go into the forest, you have to go find these treasures or something.
Yeah.
The treasures are chess pieces.
So yeah,
So if you got let's say
a white knight and a white knight.
Essentially, yeah. So like someone like me and Spadini end up getting paired up, and Alex got paired up with our character who's no longer in it because he doesn't like us anymore. Regardless.
And then we made up some random character, but her backstory was stupid, and we were gonna add some other person once we found someone who also liked the show.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But essentially, like if we made it, like let's say me and Spadini's team picks up, like a white pawn or whatever, and Alex gets the same shit, we get matched up on the same team.
Yeah. So Alex makes eye contact with our fourth. That is now subject to change since we don't know who the fourth is.
So leave your applications in the comment section below.
Don't forget your mom's name and the address and the credit card information and the
what
numbers
kind of
and
shampoo you
expiration date.
use.
Yeah.
And what kind of shampoo you
If
use.
it ain't 1 in 8, don't even fucking bother.
Nemo! Anyway, so me and Jordan locked eyes and immediately you were not happy.
No.
Because I was talkative. And
No,
you were Batman.
I don't know if I ever brought it up to you, but I wanted to have a thing where when we first met, I just robbed you and then we ended up fighting.
Because we're not going to talk about that. We'll talk about that at some other point. But yeah, that could be something. We'll figure it out. I don't know what the fuck you smelled.
Bro, he's huffing gummy worms.
And then, got a little bit high, apparently. Anyway.
No, it came.
Good for you. Anyway, me and Jordan, go whatever. Did we ever decide what piece? Didn't we take pawns since we
yeah.
Since we decided to not be fancy, we're like, nah, fuck all we took pawns.
Yeah.
Is it we took pawns or bishops? I don't remember which we grabbed.
Oh no, we did do bishops because you liked the snipey piece, and I was like,
Yes.
I don't fucking care.
Yeah. I was like, I know it was either pawns or bishops.
Because I know Ruby's team took the knights and John's team
they
took the
took.
rooks.
Yeah, John's team took rooks, and then
I have a
Ruby's
question.
team took knights.
Yeah.
I have a question.
So we
when
took-
do I acquire my wheelchair? When,
Okay, we're stepping under the grounds of shit I don't know if is canon.
I really want it to be.
I really want it to be canon though.
It's so fucking funny.
We'd have to have more Ruby talk.
Wait, does it just appear?
No. Okay. Well,
Or
we'll
do I
make
just
jokes
find
about
a
wheelchair. It's
Or-
not. It's subject to change.
How
Anyway.
about I beat up a guy that called me short and he was in a
You
wheelchair
take it
and I
as
stuck his-
How about just,
and then I say, "Who's short now?"
we can have it at the like the the Ruby dog fight. Let's say like at that dog fight, right? Somebody calls you short, you go fucking ballistic. But of course, because it's like Torchwick, it's not easy for you to just kick his ass.
Yeah.
So you end up going like all out, all out. So for a little bit, you're in a wheelchair, but when you get healed, you're like, I don't want to leave. I like this. Jordan has to push me everywhere I go. I don't gotta walk no more. This is sick.
Because the
I
wheelchair was
kinda
so
like
funny.
being-
It's gotta stay in.
Yeah.
It has to. Yeah.
It's gotta be. But yeah, no, that's a good spot to add in. Because I was gonna say, it's definitely not like right at the start.
No, there's not.
Something's gotta happen. But yeah, he gets injured or something, gets put in a wheelchair or whatever. I like that. That works.
Yeah, that works. Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
Anyway,
that's the thing I would do.
yeah, 100%
I
it
could
would be.
wheelie around.
Anyway, we make it
Do
back.
so.
We pass the exam. We get put together. I was put as the captain of the team, right?
Yes.
Since we needed
Yes.
an E at the start for EJ. So yeah, the letter, whoever's the first letter in the name is who is the captain of the team. It's not really important since everyone can do whatever, but that's just a team captain.
Yeah. Like
Anyway.
Ruby's the team captain.
Yeah. Fucking Juniper, John's the
John.
team captain. Anyway, irrelevant. Who cares? Move on. We get a dorm room and Jordan gets a tea kettle.
Damn straight.
I wanted to bring this up because I know you like your tea kettle.
Damn straight.
Pretty much the whole idea of this dorm room was, we have our dorm and I like to just chef it the fuck up and we play music and that's the entirety of what our dorm is.
Yeah.
Is food, music, and sleep.
Yep.
That's it.
Alex.
Video games.
Alex
Yeah,
in the
since
corner.
video games are canon and that we play games too. Alex has a fucking bed in the corner. Anyway,
Yep.
next thing would probably where do we want to go from this? Do we want to introduce like the White Fang, like our villain of the White Fang?
I think we don't really get involved much with John's art because there's nothing
No,
to do with
because
us.
we don't really
Yeah.
care. We just kind of we just kind of hang out and forge a team
So
bond and we like
yeah,
and to learn to like each other.
I think that was pretty much it. Maybe we could throw something in there that's like minor, but like regardless. Yeah, no, I just remember the next part we go is when we end up going, because, like, we go with, like, Team Ruby to the docks.
Yeah.
Because they're, like, they bring up that, like, oh yeah, Weiss wants to go snipe at the competition, and we're like, damn, that's a pretty good idea.
Because at this point, because Arc 1 is just us all becoming friends, like Volume 1. So there's, in total right now in Ruby, there's 9 volumes. We have content up till Volume 6, and the kind of bits and pieces for 7, we did not touch 8. Because we forgot.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to 100% have to do this over the next couple times we hang out, is finish 7 and 8, and then when 9 comes out, 100% do that, and we'll update this on the podcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, Volume 1 was we become friends, we hang out. Volume 2, Alex gets a wheelchair.
Yep.
That's Volume 2. Okay, it's Alex gets a wheelchair, and the villain for the rest. So, pretty much how...
The villain for the White Fang showed up in 1, bro. Because we get separated from Team Ruby at a certain point, because they all go do their...
Is the Docs
We get... Yes.
Season 1?
Yes.
Okay.
So they get separated from... we get separated from Ruby at a certain point.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know what the fuck happened. We all went looking for Blake. Did I find her? I remember...
No, we all went looking for Blake. We didn't find shit.
Okay.
We ended up running into Kazuma, who is our...
Yeah,
our
we
villain.
ended up running into Kazuma. Kazuma is the villain. He's a fedora fucker.
He's in a fedora and a cool suit. Anyway, his ability is he can make aura hands. Many of them, and he can link them together like chain to make long aura hand. Pretty much hand man. That's about it. He had, 4 extra aura arms that he can link into one long arm or 2 longer arms, whatever?
Hand.
Yeah, so he had... Essentially, he can make himself have 6 arms, and that's it.
Yep.
And he fought with a butterfly knife.
Yep.
Or 6 of them. I don't remember if we gave him 6.
We gave him a lot.
He just essentially had a lot of butterfly knives. That's his character.
We end up fighting with him, and then we get to the dock. One thing that's beneath forgot to mention that is important is that Shade's dead.
Oh yeah, my brother's fucking dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, we learned that Volume 1, Shade died.
Yeah.
Shade is my brother, if I didn't know.
Essentially, Raiden, the Full Metal Alchemist fucker.
Reagan.
Yeah, he ended up like betraying them because he was like, go hard, White Fang.
Yeah, and he killed all 3 of the other characters.
Yeah. Allegedly. At the end of Volume 1, we have a thing that like Shade looks down at the docks at everything we did because he's hiding within the White Fang because he wants to fuck up Raiden. He's mad.
Yeah. Reagan. Yes. Ronald Reagan is essentially where his name comes from because it was really fucking funny.
Yeah.
We couldn't think of a man's name that started with an R that wasn't like Ryan or Richie or something stupid. Yeah. And then Ronald Reagan was brought up and we went with Reagan.
Yeah.
Because we wanted him to be fancy and posh and Reagan was like the perfect fucking name.
Yeah. Regardless, that happens and then Volume 2 shows up. We don't get involved with the food fight. We just kind of sit there and stare at it.
Yeah, no, we were all just in the corner eating and just went, okay.
Yeah, like if they throw food, I'll catch it.
Dinner in a shell.
Yeah, wasn't there a thing like where Alex just like grabs something and just starts eating it midair?
Yeah, we had that when he was just sitting there in his wheelchair.
He just speed grabbed it. I don't know what we didn't ever say what it was, but he speed grabbed like
I think what it was that with your prediction you saw it coming and you just went apple and up.
Yeah, no, that's what it was. It was like apple. It was like hey Alex, up there. You went, and just starts eating. Didn't even look at it. It was like that was so fucking funny. Because like we said after the whole dog thing, Alex, that's where we'll say Alex gets his wheelchair because he had his wheelchair since I was assuming Volume.
How did I even came a B? How did I came about me having a wheelchair?
You like
Johnny Joestar one time, and we thought it was really funny
because you had the hat.
Yeah, I had I had the Adidas hat.
Yeah, and I don't remember what it was, but like we were making a joke about like him schmooving in a like it was like Gyro telling him to wheels.
Wheel Johnny!
Yeah.
Run Johnny! Gyro walks up, places down wheelchair. Wheel Johnny!
And you were sitting in your chair down in your old room, and you just started fucking doing the thing. And then Jordan screamed, "Wheel Alex!" And then I screamed, "We have to put him in a wheelchair." Yeah. And then we put you in a wheelchair.
And then it became canon.
Because we were rewatching Volume 2 at the time. Mm-hmm. And that's why all the Volume 2 stuff is where you started doing the wheelchair. Because you never had a wheelchair in the Volume 1.
Part 2 is like my peak.
I don't know. You said you want to finish this. I don't know how your boys' schedule, how down you are. But because of how my college is set up this week, I get off at 12. I'm only there for a half day. Meaning, if y'all have the time, we could pull up and have a day Monday or Tuesday. Could do Wednesday.
Tuesday.
Oh, even better. And I want to.
Wednesday would be the best for me since I don't have to work.
Wait, let me check my schedule.
Wednesdays like that. We'll do this after stream, okay?
Yeah.
Or
It's fine.
podcast.
Look at my calendar.
Okay, currently, by the way, it's 45 minutes in.
Oh my god! We are not gonna have time to talk about anything else.
Here, why don't we finish up to volume 3, and then we'll do a part 2, and then maybe a part 3.
I said we just go. Dude, I am completely okay making this a 2-hour episode.
It'll be longer than 2 hours.
I am so fucking down.
Okay.
It'll be longer than 2 hours. It'll be like
I
3
don't know if
hours.
I can Wednesday. Like,
I'm so
We'll figure it out later.
Yeah, I'm so
Anyway.
down to commit to this being like the long episode.
It's gonna be like fucking 2.5, 3 hours.
Let's
I'm telling you.
go.
All right, so volume 2, it opens on the whole food fight thing because we're gonna be alluding to things. This is all scenes that happen in the show. We're not gonna try to spoil too much of the actual show.
We're also
In
going
case
to
you
fuck
wanna-
it up a lot because it has been 2 years since we've talked about this, like
Yes.
in depth.
Yeah,
This was going on during COVID.
Yeah.
Because we had nothing else.
yeah. So we're gonna be rambling and stumble stuttering a lot. Anyway, so from the food fight, where do we go? Because this is the spot where I'm hazy. Volume 3, I'm down with. Because this is the
I got
volume where
you.
you unlock your semblance.
Yeah, I was gonna say I got you because I had this because once again that's why this one's important to me.
Yeah.
Essentially, we end up seeing the whole like Blake's kind of fucked up thing after that, and we are friends with them. So we're like,
That's it.
maybe we should get a little involved. And so like when they tell us about all the stuff that's going on, we decide to conduct our own kind of investigation.
Yeah, because they're raiding the White Fang stuff
Yeah.
at this point. So we decide
we-
to also do that.
We end up finding like information, like some big shit.
Okay.
And then like as we're going, we essentially give it to them. I think we had a thing where I didn't give it to Blake, so I was like, "Fucking sleep," and then I will.
Yeah.
But regardless, we end up doing that. We figure out like essentially like all this big shit. We end up preparing for the thing. I think you went with Yang to the Spinini went with Yang to like the bar and shit.
Yep.
Alex went with Ruby and Weiss to the tower, but when Ruby ran off after Penny, I think you stuck with Weiss to go and get that thing done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our fourth person, I don't know if we ever made this.
No, the fourth person went with Weiss. Alex ran after Ruby because
Okay.
Oh yeah,
he
we
was like,
basically made who the people that we want to fuck, we go with.
no, I think
That's
I think it was
basically what
more
we
along
did.
the lines of we were like, Alex, you'd have to go and deal with computer shit. And Alex went, nope.
Yeah, that's also a thing.
That's what it was.
Because in reality, I am bad with computers, but I'm getting better because I own one now.
Yeah. So they all go, and then I ended up just go. I think I ended up going with like Blake and Son, but I was like, I don't think I can go in there, so I can just chill outside. And Blake's like, but not Blake. Son was like, but I bought these caddies, put them on, gamer. And I'm like, I'm gonna fucking kill myself, but I do it.
Yeah. Because I went to the bar with Neptune and Yang, and I was just watching as Yang was just fucking manhandling it. It was hilarious.
I can just imagine you just ordering a drink and you just watching the whole thing and just be like, okay.
The best part is I would have definitely not been carded because I at that point still looked like I was definitely of age.
Yeah.
So it's just me sitting there, just with a fucking like cocktail, just watching that whole play out.
You and the bartender are just you're just
The
watching
bartender's the guy who's getting his ass rocked.
Yes, but he orders.
Oh,
Spinini goes in before them to order the drink.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, good luck.
I was like, I'll walk in and like make sure that like
Coast
like,
is
I'll-
clear?
Yeah, I'll walk in and like see how many people are. And when you walk in, it'll give you a signal for who's here. But then when that happens, she just kind of kicks the door down or whatever, and I'm just sitting at the bar with a drink, just like I'm gonna watch this play out. Mm-hmm. And okay, so real quick, I mentioned I forgot to mention something. Ruby, we said volumes, so there's that many volumes. Every 3 volumes is essentially an arc. So we also dictated it as each of the arcs are one of the characters will develop. So the first 3 volumes is my character's arc. So a lot of stuff is going to revolve around shit that happens between me and my brother, who you were just informed by Jordan, who is not dead. That will continue throughout. Volume 4 to 6 is you're both, right?
Yeah.
That's both of yours.
I think it was
technically.
mainly me.
It's mainly
I think
you?
it's mainly me with little bits of Alex development, and then Alex, we were gonna focus hard Alex through
Yeah.
7 through 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we restarted a bunch of stuff because Jordan was supposed to die at like 4.
I was supposed to die in 3, come
you were
back.
supposed to die
Because he didn't
Yeah.
want to go through volume 4.
Because I
And
hate
that's-
Volume 4, and
that's
I
what
wanted
we get
nothing to do with it.
And then we
that's
wrote a
where
part
my
for you and you went,
character-
I'm not going to die.
That's where
Whatever.
my character progression starts coming. Because
Yeah, I know, that was why that was hard, because
because
so much of Alex's character progression happened when I died.
that's why I got confused there.
Yeah.
Because I forgot that's not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Because a whole point was that Jordan's dead now. I'm depressed because we've been.
But
together.
We'll go
Yeah.
into the original volume for when we get there.
Yeah,
okay?
but I hated that, which is why we changed it. Because it's so stupid.
Anyway, it's dope. Anyway. Essentially, well, they're all off doing their own thing. I fucking walk into the Faunus thing, and they're all standing there. And Tortrick, in the show, he shows like this giant mecha robot. This time he pulls up two, because Kazuma's there. And like, Blake and Son are like, oh, that's Tortrick. Who's the other guy? And I'm like, oh, I know him. He kicked my ass.
Yeah. And, broke Alex's legs and put him in a wheelchair.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway.
At a certain point, instead of Tortrick like just kind of like remembering Son and Blake's face, I think we had it that fucking what is it, Kazuma, like somebody bumped into me and Kazuma saw my cat ears fall off. I quickly put them back on, but we made eye contact and I was like, fuck, he knows.
And you just start running at Kazuma and goes, okay, I'll get this, and that's why Roman just keeps doing whatever he was doing.
He hops in one and like books it after me, and like that's when Blake and Son are like, okay, we should do something.
Yeah, and then, they do whatever the fuck they do, blah, blah, blah.
So that happens with the Ruby thing. What happens to me is essentially
as I'm running, calls up the boys.
Yeah, as I'm running, I start a group chat and I'm like, hey guys, I don't know if you're busy right now, but I'm fucking getting murdered!
And we're all like, I'd be there soon if we ditch our groups to go save our teammate.
Yeah. Essentially, before
Alex wheels at God's speed down the highway.
Before they get there, I end up getting put in a very bad situation, and I'm like, fuck, there's nothing I can do. And as Kazuma goes to like crush me, I guess, that's when I like my fucking stand comes up and just like knocks him back a little bit, and like that gives me enough time to like get up, and I'm like, yo, your thing, because he's still out. I have no idea that that's my aura.
Yeah.
My dumbass just thinks I can summon a thing. So like I don't, and because of the adrenaline and all the shit that's going on, I don't notice that none of my wounds are healing like they normally are. It's when the boys pull up.
You can feel all of it.
Yeah. It's when the boys pull up. We kick that thing's fucking ass. And then I collapse.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you've passed the fuck.
And then Jordan's out.
Basically, so basically the kind of style our combats are. Jordan, what kind of combat?
Joker from Persona 5.
Joker from Persona 5.
I was gonna say he's a lot more of hit and run oriented tactics. You're very up close infighting,
and my thing, I'm very random. Anything that would work, I would do it. I don't really have a style.
That was my thing. Because I'm the one who can cover.
I thought that was my style.
I wouldn't say we had the fight to win mentality.
Yeah, your fight to win.
Yeah.
I'm the one who does whatever the fuck can give me an advantage.
Yeah.
Because that was my kit.
Yeah. The thing is, it's just like, so we had our other, we had our other guy who was like prideful fighting, no hits below the belt, like prideful and shit. We have Spadini, who I'd argue is slightly below that, like he wouldn't pull any super dirty shit. It's not that he's not.
I'm punching the Satan balls.
That's the thing I was gonna say. It's not that Spadini's not above it. He'd totally do it. It's not what he'd optimize for. We optimize for that shit. Fuck it, kick him in the balls. That'll
hit him in the gritty.
That'll get him.
I just imagine
Alex stands up for Alex in a wheelchair.
That's what I was gonna say.
He starts wheeling.
I was gonna say, I imagine him doing a wheelie and then just taking his legs out, doing the gritty, balancing on the chair.
Great, now that's canon. Anyway,
you see why the wheelchair is great.
I love that fucking wheelchair so much.
Regardless,
Alex is the comic relief of this show, and I love it.
If you know Ruby, I'm the Nora.
Little bit later, we have the dance. They have their moment to shine. Fuck them. We bust down to specialist.
Yeah, I know. Sexual style.
Just Alex in the chair.
Yeah. We all fucking kill the specialist. And then we have the first ever assignments. We get sent off with a professor that like we don't know. Apparently they're new to the school or whatever.
Doesn't he fucking die?
No. We end up going. We do our shit for a bit. And then we kind of like catch trail of the White Fang. Spinny sees a White Fang member, and then he chases after him. And I see that, and I'm like, fuck. So I end up following Spadini because I'm not about to let him go and deal with that by himself. I
totally could.
I shoot a text message to Alex being like, "Ayo, when you wake up, get here."
I do remember that. I was sleeping.
Yeah.
I was sleeping because I used to do that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless, as we pull up, like we're about to fight him, and he's like, "Hey, Speedy, you don't have to do this." And Speedy's like, "How do you know my name?" And he's like, "It's me, Shade." And we're like, "Yo!" And it's a big reveal. I'm confused. I don't know who the fuck Shade is.
Because I never told you guys I had a brother.
Yeah.
Because like I knew someone from Beacon killed my brother, so I didn't trust anybody with it.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a thing between us where Spadini ended up not trusting us because he found out we're like criminals?
No.
I think that was the other
Or is
guy.
that
I think it was both the other guy and I think everyone had a bit of a bad because we cut like I'd argue we're not like super dumb, but
I didn't give a shit.
Yeah, I think Speedy was the only person who was like okay with it.
I don't know. I was the only one who didn't give a shit.
I think
it was the other guy who didn't like
it was Speedini, I think Yang and Ruby were the only people that didn't care. I also think that Team Juniper didn't really care.
So basically all
about
the people that want to fuck us, we did not.
No, because I think Weiss, other guy, and
Okay,
Blake
Weiss
cared
would care.
because we were racist.
We were.
Yeah, I think those three were the only three
And
that
also we
cared.
stole from Weiss.
Yeah, and
So-
other guy, because he was number 2 for Dust. Regardless, yeah. Essentially, fuck. Where was that? As we end up figuring out Shade, he tells us all about like the train incident that's going down. We like get the professor, but the professor's like, we're not going, and we're like, what do you mean? The professor's like, I'm not about to let you go, because it turns out the entire time the professor was Kazuma, and Neo was just like Neo put an illusion on him. The reason we get out of this is because Shade fucking decks the professor. He's like, I don't remember you. But Shade, yeah, so it ends up revealing it's Kazuha. We have a fight with Kazuha. I don't remember how the fight ends, but we end up getting onto the train where we find out, like, we find T. Ruby, who've just gotten their ass kicked by literally everyone there. And we're like, this isn't good. And then we see that we're about to crash into the wall, and we're like, oh, well, this is even not gooder.
And then we crash into the wall, and then Team Coffee appears and fucking mini.
Yeah, and then essentially the end of Volume 2 is how that goes. Like, we end up just kicking ass.
Volume 3, Tournament Arc, baby!
Go ahead, Speedini.
Tournament arc.
This is my arc, and I love it. Alright, Volume 3. Remember how we mentioned in Volume 1 we wanted to look at the competition? That's because there's a thing called the Vital Festival that happens in Volume 3. Vital Festival, people from all over Remnant show up to Beacon, the school. Vale is the kingdom, Beacon is the school. They show up to Beacon to have this big-ass fucking festival, and there's a tournament to see which school has the best team. My goal was to beat that because my brother died during the days of the tournament. Yeah, died in air quotes. His team got McFucking murdered by his own teammate. So, I want to win this real fucking bad. The first team we go up against is the band DNCE because we saw that was a fucking amazing 4-letter thing and we could make characters around a music band. They fucked us because we had very little range because I'm the only one with a long range weapon. And I could not get them because they had too many things to kill us with and I was the only one who could have attacked them. We're having a bit of a kerfuffle. The bass player, because they have a bass player, a guitar player, a percussionist, and a singer. The bass player makes a short joke. Alex don't like that. I forgot about the most important part of this.
What?
Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking Mortal Kombat!
Okay, so, real quick. Every time so in the arena, they roll essentially a slot machine to determine what environment you fight in. On the way out to the center, where it doesn't change, we decide we're gonna have a fucking Jordan stand, hold a boombox, and we're gonna dance our way into the arena for intimidation purposes. It plays the song Mortal Kombat. And for those of you who don't know, because I might not be saying the name right, it's Mortal Kombat! And Alex is wheeling around the sides of the arena at Mach speed, Millie rockin'. And then there's just me fucking just doing random shit walking into the center of the thing. The other guy and Jordan are shaking their heads in just pure disappointment, and they're standing in the center of the boombox, 2 hands above his head, just going, and Alex is moving.
I thought the other guy was doing one disappointed. I wasn't participating, but I was like kinda jamming. Like I wasn't going as hard as you two was, but I was certainly like.
You're certainly just giving a bit of like the I'm in the club moving my ass vibe.
Yeah, that the fucking how white people dance.
Yeah, I just remember the first time we talked about this, you said you were really disappointed, and then we changed it to the other guy. Okay, I forgot.
I think because I slowly gave into it listening.
Yeah,
to
we fucking found that was hilarious. So I'm just sitting there, just kind of like dancing and doing whatever. Alex is moving at Mach speed around the walls of the arena, like Mach speed, faster than he should ever be allowed to move.
Sideways.
Yeah, Millie rocking the whole way. Oh no, I was one Millie rocking. Alex was just fucking sheeshing.
Yeah.
I was doing like a fucking this shit. I was moving my arms back and forth and stuff.
You know, Alex, you were wheeling. You couldn't Millie rock.
Oh yeah, because now that's
I was
not doing that anymore.
I was Millie rocking, dipshit.
Now you're Millie rocking.
Yeah. Anyway, so we get to the middle. It does whatever. I don't remember what the fucking fields were because I don't think we really care. Anyway, there's one with a rock because I know we were hiding behind a rock. The bass player makes a short joke, and Alex stands up,
dead,
out of the wheelchair,
dead.
and he charges the stage that they were magically on because that was one of their semblances, and McFucking murdered somebody.
Yeah.
Which allowed us to all come out. Alex kills 3 of them.
Like, no, Alex killed the one. I just realized that after Alex had gone, I was like, Spadini, this is a distraction, we should go! And you're like, that's a good ass idea! And I just start fucking shooting. Yeah, Alex kills most of them. No, Alex kills the one. Alex has a moment where he beats that guy so bad, and then like Alex just stands over him and the guy's like, what are you doing? He's like, Aura, heal, now! I'm not done yet!
I was gonna say, I don't remember the specifics of Alex murdering.
Yeah, no, because
I just remember Alex killed everybody.
That was it. Essentially, no, okay, so he calls you short. Alex don't like that.
I stand up,
like,
you don't even see me
I
stand
don't know,
up.
we're all standing now.
Yeah, we're in it.
Yeah, we're in it.
Was hype as shit.
I don't stand up.
That's the best volume.
I appear behind him.
Yeah.
I appear.
No, you don't. You're not that fast.
You're not
Alex,
that fast.
no, you get up, you just stare, but they don't shoot because they're just like, the fuck is this idiot doing?
And then you just
boom, boom.
You just charge the stage
towards
and deck the baits.
Yeah, you send that motherfucker flying. You turn to look at them, they flinch. That's when we realize that's what going on. I realize I'm like, we have an opportunity here, and he's like, yeah, you're right, we do. And so
I'm going like Josuke, beating the fuck out of him.
Yeah, Alex is just like punching this man around the fucking platform. And at a certain point, Alex just stops and he's like, Aura, heal. Now.
Because they announced the guy's out because his aura's been depleted, and he just goes heal.
No. It wasn't that. Alex like was smart enough to like get him at that perfect thing where he wasn't quite out yet. So he was like heal.
Yeah.
The guy was like, huh? And I was just like, heal. And I'm not done yet. And so the guy like he ends up like healing himself up a little bit, and he tries to go after Alex, and Alex just fucking sends him flying. Like Alex got ring out, bro. I like to think one of my favorite things about that is Alex punches down there so hard. You know how like they have like the audience protection thing? He cracks it with that dude's body.
And then that guy just dies.
Yeah.
But I remember something happens to Alex where he like gets incapacitated because he
Oh
can't
no!
move
I
that's
have so much
why.
energy. I look at Jordan, and I'm like, I did it.
Yeah, you know how he has that cap? Yep. My man goes over that cap. Okay, my man loses all of his. Alex gets himself out. He drains all of his fucking aura in that one fight, and he goes. Yeah, and it's like once that guy's because we deal with the other guys pretty quickly now. They're down their bass player. You know, it's pretty easy from here. But that guy's still there. And like as we run, like we see he gets out, and Alex is like, "I did it, Jordan."
Yeah, dead.
And I fall
good job, bud.
on the ground.
So the way it works with the Vital Festival, the tournament. So you have the teams of 4. First round, 4 people. Second round, 2 people. Third round, 1 person.
Yeah.
So the original plan was me and Alex were going to move on to the second round since we could we could work well together. Since Alex can cause distractions and I can use that as opportunity. Alex kind of killed himself, so that can't happen.
Yeah.
So the backup plan was me and Jordan.
Because the other guy didn't want to go.
Exactly. So the backup plan is me and Jordan. Me and Jordan get in a fight. And did we ever finalize who we were fighting for this?
I don't think we finalized who we were fighting. We finalized how the fight went.
Yeah.
Because
I'm not struggling because I'm trying to remember who it was, and I know that's not important.
It wasn't anything that essentially. It wasn't anyone. I don't think we ever discussed that. All I remember is that essentially that dude just roasts your fucking brother, like just obliterates him, and you're just like, I'm killing that motherfucker, and I'm like, yeah, go ahead. I go and I deal with the other guy, and essentially the dude's like semblance. I don't remember what it was, but it was cracked as shit. Like, you were beating his fucking ass, but I think he had, like, faster aura regen, but by a long shot.
Yeah, no, like, literally, like, you hit him and it wasn't doing damage.
Yeah, but Spadini's essentially fucking this guy. I deal with the other guy, but Spadini just doesn't have it in him to, like, deal with it, but he gets the guy in a compromising position. Spadini falls over and he's like, I lost. But in his moment of tunnel vision, he doesn't realize I'm still in this. So as he's falling, I fucking catch him, and I have the Giorno moment that I always wanted, where Spadini, I was just like, Spadini, your determination, it shines even brighter than the morning sun. It's shining on our path and showing us the way forward. I just want to say real quick,
I hated the fact that I allowed this to happen. But
Yeah, no. It's shining on our path and letting us see the way forward. We won today because of you, and then I fucking just JoJo stand that dude out of bounds.
Yeah. Because there's no way to just kill him, but I only wanted to kill him.
Yeah, Spadini was just in a moment of, I'm gonna beat this guy's fucking ass.
But yeah, so last round, it's me versus... Again, I don't think we finalized the character.
I think it was Raiden.
No, it's not Reagan.
Alright, my bad. Continue.
Reagan's too old for this.
Neo is the illusion. He thinks they never got him.
Something like that.
Yeah.
No, anyway, but like it's me versus some other person, and this person was also an asshole, and I think this person knew my brother is what it was, and I beat the ever living shit out of him, but also almost die because it can't be a cool tournament arc if I don't almost die. I'm forgetting how the fight goes now.
I don't think we ever did anything for it.
Yeah,
I think you might have done it on yourself, but you never told me.
I don't think we ever finalized it.
I just think we said that it was so fucking close.
Yeah, no, it was very, very close. And, you know, the anime moment of, I gotta win this. Yeah, because we never finalized the fight, because, like, we were having so much trouble coming up with characters to kill in the arc. Mm-hmm. But we just knew the concepts of what we wanted to happen, which is essentially, like we said, Alex wins us the first round, but gets himself fucked over. Jordan wanted his Giorno moment, so that happens in the second round. Third round, I need to go on because it's my character's thing of I need to win the tournament for my brother's honor, blah, 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 whatever the fuck. And I kick the shit out of a bunch of dumbasses who gave my brother shit. Anyway, after my round is the last round before the round that causes all the shit to go down. I'm not going to explain it because it's a spoiler. Mm-hmm. So basically, some shit goes down, tournament's off, Grim attacking the city, everyone's about to fucking die.
Yeah.
So, what do? We decide, fuck killing the boss, that sounds like effort. I'm in pain. Let's go help some civilians evacuate. We go to do that, guess who shows up? Big Man Kazuma. It's been an hour and 6 minutes. Big Man Kazuma shows up, and we have to kick the shit out of him.
Yeah.
But that's not easy.
Because he's Raiden. Reagan's there.
Yeah, Reagan's there.
Because it was originally Mercury, and we were like, that's lame.
Because we didn't want to have to fight Mercury, because Mercury's doing other shit. Anyway, it's Reagan and Cosmo. That's how we learn that Reagan's alive, and that's when Shade goes, yeah, he, you know, is the one who killed Trunk and Paige. Shade and Reagan essentially go to fight, and I go to help my brother, and then you and Alex and the other guy are fighting Kazuma.
Yeah.
Is how we talked about it. Reagan gets the fuck away, and we'll deal with him in a later arc. I come back and help you guys kill Kazuma. Did we ever finalize that fight?
I don't think we finalized the fight.
All I know is that you and him, like, you push him off a cliff or something and fall down, and Alex thinks you die, but you come out of the realm and go, I'm good.
Yeah.
That was...
I do the stand thing where, like, my stand grabs the ledge and I grab my stand. I'm like, Alex, stop crying, pull me up!
Yeah, that's how that finalized, because originally what it was a completely different character who we reused later, and it was going to be to save everybody. Jordan tackles him off a cliff and they both quote-unquote die, but Jordan just comes back after a volume, and I thought that was such a stupid cop-out move just because I knew you hated the volume, and I said, let's come up with something different. So we came up with, it's time to kill the fucking Mafia.
Woo! That's what I've been waiting for!
So, what essentially happens after, it's known as the fall of Beacon. Beacon falls, everyone who dies is dead, everyone who's alive is alive. That's all I'm explaining, because this could be spoilers.
Yep.
Someone dies. So does a lot of other people. But yeah. Anyway, everyone's all sad and shit, because, you know, a lot of shit just happened. So we went, what the fuck are we gonna do? And Homeboy 2 are like, we can go back to our village. Didn't we call it Oasis?
Oasis, yeah.
Yeah. Like, we can go and visit our homies in Oasis. So we're like, okay, we hop on a train, this time legally.
You give us some eyes. You give us some eyes.
I remember there's a joke about how you guys wanted to steal tickets onto the train, and I said no. And I paid for everyone's tickets. So we all got on the train, and we all started going. Turns out this train was transporting dust, which Alex wanted to steal, but I said no. Turns out somebody else had the idea. It's old members of your guys' mafia.
No, that's not.
Isn't that what it was?
It was White Fang. No, it was not our mafia, but of the mafia. We didn't know them.
I meant people who were in the mafia.
Yes, okay. I thought you meant like it was like my friends.
No, not your friends.
No, they did not do that.
I'm saying people who were part of the mafia, and like you guys recognized a symbol or something on a uniform or something, and we went, fuck, we gotta get to Oasis motherfucking fast. Because we knew some shit was going down. We show up, and I'll let you take it away, because this is most of your shit.
We end up going and meeting up with my old gang, and they essentially tell me that shit has gotten so much worse ever since I left. There's been one guy in particular who's managed to rise to the top power, and now like most people are essentially forced to live under him and pay like safety tax and shit, and if they don't, he kills them. Easy as that.
His semblance is broken.
Yeah. One day we end up going and we find like I'm like, well, we gotta catch this motherfucker now, and they're like, well, that's stupid. I'm like, I don't give a shit how stupid it is. I'm not letting this guy get away with that. We end up going and like doing some research and trying to find him. We figure it out. And like we get our asses handed to us the first time we try to fight us because the semblance is, as Spinny said, broken. Because he can absorb aura from people in an AoE area.
It was AoE remove aura. So it's like a decaying factor. He doesn't get it, but it's essentially the point of you don't have any defense, you take a hit, you fucking die.
Yeah.
And you can't use your semblance because you need aura.
I had it in that he takes it and he gets it to himself.
If we want that to happen,
that was what would happen. I had a really cool fight planned around that entire thing.
If that's how you wanted to work them.
Yeah, essentially he had it so that way he could drain other people's aura and it would replenish his own. We ended up getting our ass kicked, but in that moment we like find out that he's Alex's daddy, he's Alex's big old papa. I'm not happy about that.
No, he's not happy about that because that means I'm also very confused. It's like, and there's one point in the fight where I have to choose either Jordan or my dad that I don't know.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is I don't know who I am.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very confusing part.
Yeah.
But clearly, we know who he chooses.
Wait.
Alex ends up siding with us, and we end up going for another fight. In this fight, I essentially get a bunch of townspeople together, and we get them out of there. And essentially, he, little by little, begins to drain all the aura in the area. I keep fucking him up. Once again, I'm used to not having this shit.
Yeah, because you have to completely remove it to use your semblance to balance it out.
Yeah. Essentially, as I keep doing damage and he keeps absorbing, because the area is so empty, there ends up being nothing left for him to take. Meaning that it just becomes like a fair one-on-one fight. Granted, I'm pretty fucked up at this point. Like, because he's...
All of us are.
Yeah, he's been healing by, like, a lot by this point.
And I also think I'm fucked up because I probably used all my energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's taken all of our auras throughout this fight.
Yeah. It ends up doing all that. And so, it just, it just becomes, like, a dog fight at the end. And then I just end up killing him. I don't remember if I had, like, a super cool thing I did. I remember thinking that there was, but I don't remember what it was. Oh! Fucking bitch! The one girl in our thing whose ability was an AoE healing thing. How she could, like, split her aura off to, like, everyone. In, like, a final moment, she, like, does that. I gain my stand back, and it ends up, like, just obliterating that fucking dude before he can do anything.
Yeah. So, with what Jordan just referenced, the fake character we came up for our fourth team member was some rich girl, who had a fucking battle axe Tommy gun weapon because we saw one and thought that was fucking sick as shit. Rich dust merchant's daughter from Atlas, which is the rich people country. Her ability is AoE, aura transfer.
That wasn't her. That was one of my mafia people. The person we came up with had the gun that she could essentially bond with, and wherever she shot the bullet, she'd teleport to.
Yes, that's what it was. This is your mafia person. I remember we came up with a couple different girls with cool ass abilities. Okay, I'm trying to remember who it was. And dudes.
Don't make us look bad.
Hey, girls are pretty cute. Guys are pretty cute too, but whatever. Anyway, so she had AoE aura transfer. I don't know how she didn't lose her aura, but that's just a conversation.
She wasn't a part of the fight. We kept her a distance away, and then she made her way in.
Okay.
Regardless,
I wasn't really here for the writing of this fight.
Yeah, that shit happens. The whole part of this arc is I want my trust to get like fucked up. I want to like I don't want to. I want to end up being at a point where I'm like, I'm not sure if I could believe in anyone. The Alex thing fucks me up, and even though like he ends up helping me to take out the boss, it's not, that relationship's never going to be the same. And on top of that, we get to Volume 5. In Volume 5, not a lot happens. We end up going and dealing with some White Fang shit, and then on our way back, we figure out about the attack on Haven, and we make our way there. One of the dudes in our team was a Faunus that we ended up like saving from the White Fang. We took him in, and we helped him out, yada yada. We go to Haven, we deal with that fight. As that whole thing's over, I have my stand down and shit, and I was just like, I tell that dude that like we're done. But it turns out that the entire time I've been gone, he got back into cahoots with the White Fang. My man ends up fucking shanking me. And like,
Shanked you?
Yeah.
Damn.
I fucking like fall over. How I was like imagined it was that like he runs and he like gets Adam out, and like that's how that happens.
Yeah.
And like it ends up like being like this whole thing, and I'm sitting there. I'd be fucking destroyed by this, because like my idea is like I grew up with this guy. Like he was like my older, like he was my shaper. That dude was my older brother. I believed in that guy. But, like, he wasn't happy that I was essentially trying to, like, change all of it. Like, the White Fang, the Mafia. Like, I wanted to get rid of all of it.
Yeah.
And he didn't like that.
Quality.
Yeah. And so, he tried to kill me. And, like, the shank doesn't, like, kill. But I am bleeding a lot. But I'm just fucking shooketh. Sitting there. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do. And so, like, as he ends up freeing Adam, they turn to try to fight us, and, like, Shade goes, and, like, I imagine, like, the guy goes for, like, a kill blow while I'm down, Shade, like, just knocks him out of the way, and that ends up being a fight, but he has to deal with Adam on top of that, who got out. And I'm just sitting there, bleeding out, but I'm not putting my stand away, because I'm just so fucking, like, in the moment.
Yep.
And I have, like, Alex on my side, who's like, Jordan, you gotta put that shit away, you're gonna die! I'm just like, I don't fucking know! I end up going, and, yada yada shit happens. We deal with that. I forgot. Oh no, the part 5. I remember the fight from part 4. I'm backtracking. I remember what I did. I stabbed my stand with the dust crystal.
Oh shit, you did do that.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Yeah, that was
just instantly is going to kill your stand, but it was a cool idea for a move.
So we went with it. Regardless, yeah, that shit happens. I end up. Adam runs because that's what he does in the thing. Like in the original anime, we need him alive, so he leaves. And we end up having to, like, kill my friend, dude. And that fucked up the trust thing even more. Because
we had Shade do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get pissed Shade, too, for doing that.
But he was become an older brother, man. He had to save his little buddies.
I deck your brother.
Oh, I'm very aware you did.
Yeah. Regardless, that ends up, like, throwing, like, a whole trust thing. And I kind of, like, just keep myself away from everyone for a bit. Because I'm just like, well, I had fucking Alex, who's like this.
But don't worry, you're gonna come back from the introduction of a certain character.
Yeah,
I'm so excited because it's my boy.
That's what brings me back around. But essentially, yeah, like fucking, like I end up like just I throw a baby fit. I want to be the worst during this arc. Like I just like I want.
Which is, in my opinion, really annoying. But
no, I get that. But the thing is, that's one of my gripes with Ruby is the fact that people just like that's their character progression. They get mad for a bit and then they just get over it. But the thing is, I'm justified in it. None of them ever have been. Yeah. Sure, you're like, yeah, oh, Blake left me, yada, yada, whatever, it was her fucking choice. Holy shit!
Yeah.
But essentially, yeah, I want to be like a fucking little bit of piss baby.
Also, real quick, sorry for interrupting.
Go for it.
Whole reason that Shade's the one who kills them is because Shade had his team murdered and he didn't want that to happen to our team. So he took that upon himself instead of having us having to do it.
Yeah. Save my motherfucking life. But I'm an ungrateful bitch. and that motherfucker killed my friend. I'm a having that. So Shades betrayed me now. My motherfucking older brother figures betrayed me now. Alex betrayed me.
Technically.
I'm perfectly fine here. But since I'm related to Shade, you're so mad.
Yeah, I'd imagine you get pissed off at me for being mad at Shade, like.
Yeah, I get annoyed. It's like, dude, he just literally saved your life.
Yeah, well, why couldn't he save everyone's?
Motherfucker couldn't! It's not his fault!
Yeah, regardless, I ended up just getting pissed off with, like, everyone for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, Volume 6
You can tell it's been going on for a while. I have to plug in the laptop.
Yeah, Volume 6 happens. Pop off, Spadini. I know this is your moment.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
Alex, go ahead. Go for it.
Before we start part 6, I have to take a washroom.
Okay, we'll take
So we're gonna take a
record
break.
All right, we're back.
We are
bitches.
back. Part 6.
Now it's time for the fucking second best volume.
Whoa.
Only because I made the greatest character with some help from Jordan because we watched a JonTron video and one line became a character in this show or book or whatever the fuck you want to call it. This thing.
Everybody was kung fu fight.
Jordan, wake the fuck up.
I am
Energy.
waiting. You explain your shit, bruh.
All right, so
I'm just here to correct you when you're wrong.
damn, that hurts. Oh, there's one question I meant to ask you when we were on break.
Ask me now, gamer.
Okay. No, I'll ask you when
I
it
mean,
comes
you
to
could
it.
just pause it.
Alright,
and
alright.
just Say it.
Or should we just beat it into a pause?
Just pause it. How would they know?
Beat it! All right, we're back. I can't wait to rewatch this and then hear those beat it. Because it's going to be right back to back because there's not going to be any kind of pause or anything because we don't edit.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be loud noise for like 8 seconds. Anyway, Volume 6 starts out. Jordan's upset with all of us. It's time to put him on a train he doesn't want to go on. It's time to go to Atlas. Why are you standing on a couch T-posing?
Because I can do it.
I hate the rich.
So, we're going to go to Atlas, because that's where the rest of the people in the actual show want to go. And we're like, okay, we'll tag along, I guess, because we had nothing better to do. You're making weird faces that I don't appreciate.
Probing my eyes. I don't want to be involved. Jordan's on an edgy arc.
So, we're on this train. We're going to...
Black eyeliner.
We're going to Argus, right? That's the name of the town? Right?
Yeah.
So we're going to the town Argus, which is a port town between Atlas and Haven. So, what we do, we go on the train. We're going from the main, we're going from Haven to Argus. On this train ride, it gets attacked by Grim, like usual. Alex, stop showing people Pokemon cards. Focus.
It was funny.
Good for you.
The chop was dabbing.
The chop was dabbing. Good for him. Anyway, we're going to Argus, gets attacked by Grim. We all get out. There's a scene in the show where they call out the big thing, oh, tunnel, you gotta jump into the fucking, in between the cars or into a window or something, you won't die. Motherfucker, none of us were ready for that. So we just jumped the fuck off the train. And we just start walking. Like, the train will have to continue to fall this way. So we start walking. And eventually... we come across a cabin.
Dun dun.
Dun dun.
So the current group of us, it is our team of 4 plus Shade. We open up the door to the cabin, and I immediately look up. The door slams behind everybody, and everybody cannot move, except for the man Jordan next to me. Suddenly, a man jumps from the rafters of this cabin. Because there's like a log cabin, so there's like a second story, but there's also that part where it like overlooks back onto the main story, and there's log things supporting the roof. That's the general idea of this cabin that we came up with. Because we modified it in the show ever so slightly to make this joke.
Yep.
So, the joke that we stole from JonTron was right when the Gwyneth Paltrow first Goop episode comes out, like for the TV show, where they're talking to Wim Hof, and JonTron makes the joke, it's just you and me in this room, and there's no way out. The door's locked. Your security, I froze them. I'm the Iceman. So you're gonna give the best? You're gonna get the best?
Because I'm the Iceman. They call me that because I deal with ice and
Ice-related activities. So we decided to change that, and his name is Coldman. Intro, Coldman jumps on the floor. we see this giant 6'7", looks like he's from Russia, but Russia doesn't exist. He is in cargo shorts with a Speedo over top of it that is connected to overalls that go up. There's no actual overalls. It's just the suspender straps. On the side of the belt, he has a bottle of vodka that seemingly never ends no matter how much he drinks out of it. On his back, dual scimitars. Also, on his shoulders is a hood of a giant fur coat. He's not wearing a fur coat and the hood's not attached to anything, but he's got the hood. Don't ask how.
Stood up to talk about Coldman.
I am so excited, Jordan. He is my favorite character I've ever made in anything. He lands and he looks directly into my eyes. It's just you, looks over to Jordan, you and me in this room, and there's no way out. The door's locked. Your friends, I froze them. I am cold, man! And then we just looked at him and went, what the actual fuck do we do? Because we're in shock. And then I look over at Jordan, what the fuck?
Hey, man.
Yeah, because your stand, and the reason Jordan didn't get frozen, because his stand got frozen, because the way he works is he's able to selectively freeze everything in a given area, no matter what, at any time. But when he freezes people, he freezes their auras.
Yeah.
That way, when he unfreezes the people, they don't die, because their bodies just froze to death. Mm-hmm. So what happens is when he freezes Jordan's aura, it's not really connected to Jordan, so it's kind of just in front of him.
My original my thought process for it was that when he jumps down to freeze shit, he just freezes outwards. And I thought if he froze like at me, if I put my stand out first. But even so, I follow that principle. Have I heard if I saw you suddenly look up, I'd be like, "Alright, we're fighting, stand out."
Yeah, that I assume as much because otherwise you would have just been frozen in a shell while your aura is just on you. Yeah. You do summon the sand. I was like, I don't really care how you summoned it, but yeah, the whole idea is Jordan's stand is in front of him, frozen, and Jordan's just kind of confused as to what the fuck is happening, and then he just sits there and he goes, "You gonna give the best?" And I went, "Yeah, absolutely, sir.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?" And he goes, "I like you!" And then he unfreezes everybody. He doesn't give a flying fuck.
Yeah.
And then he's just big chilling.
Yeah.
Because this man...
He offers us vodka. And
he does offer us vodka.
I was about to be in the
But
mouth,
Shade
and
starts
everybody's
drinking
like,
with
no.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Shade starts drinking with them, and they're just big chilling. So yeah, what's pretty much happening is now we're just waiting for the rest of Team Ruby to show up with...
we do, I'm gonna take over for a second. We end up exploring the ground.
Yeah.
We're just hey Coldman, how much do you know about this place? And he's like, not much.
He's like, I just got here.
Yeah.
I drink.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know how long I've been here. I'm gonna be honest, this is the most sober I felt in the past lifetime.
Yeah. He's my favorite character.
And so essentially that leads into, alright, let's go explore. We end up going and exploring, and as we're out, we all meet up at a certain point, we start going back. And we see that as we go to grab the door, we see it's frozen again. And we're like, oh no.
And then somehow Coldman is inside the house. All of Team Ruby is there. All frozen, except I think it was Ruby and Master.
No, all of them none of them could dodge it.
If I couldn't dodge it, none of them could dodge it.
Yeah, also, the reason he didn't freeze me is because I reacted to him and he thought that was funny.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I didn't get frozen. That's my bullshit reason for not being frozen.
Yeah. But essentially, we go through a window. Because he's like, I didn't think about the windows.
Exactly. Yeah, that was the joke we had. Because I thought there was one person frozen that he was doing the bit to. Because he always does the bit to someone.
I don't know. I don't know who that would be.
Probably Crow.
Oscar.
Yes.
It was Oscar.
We're not going to explain the name Oscar.
Yeah.
But it would be
Who he
Oscar.
is.
100%. Because...
Yeah.
No, that's who it was. Yeah.
And because spoilers, because Oscar is. That's why it's just you and me.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just you. We break through the window because he goes. The door's locked. Window shatters. Fuck.
Yeah. I didn't think of those.
What is wrong with you? He goes, who are these people? Friends. And he goes, my bad. And he just doesn't give a fuck after that.
I think when he freezes all of us,
yeah.
he doesn't freeze my wheelchair. He only freezes me. So the wheelchair is still
Alex just rolling away.
Alex, you realize that when he freezes literally everything becomes
I know,
encased
it's
with
not
ice.
funny.
But I love the idea that it's just the wheelchair, because now it's on ice, it just starts sliding everywhere.
It's invincible. It's invincible. The wheelchair is invincible.
It literally
to any attack, anything.
The wheelchair's a stand.
Apocalypse happens, and
I would
asteroid
love the
falls to
idea.
the ground. The wheelchair is the only thing left.
I would love the idea with all the extra added weight of the ice, the wheelchair just tips backwards and Alex is on the floor. That's canon now. That's what happens when he originally freezes.
That's literally. I was like, what can I do that's funny? He doesn't freeze my wheelchair.
Cold Man just every time he meets new people, that's his bit. He freezes them except for one person that he deems is the one he wants to fuck up, or usually it's two people. In this case, it was one person for reasons. Anyways, he freezes two people for the line. It's just you and me. He didn't freeze Jordan because he knew what was going to happen because he's magic. And he didn't freeze me because I reacted to him. Mm-hmm. So he went, you're the target. So yeah, his semblance, he can do that as many times as he wants in a massive area. Doesn't fucking matter. He's broken as shit. But he's too drunk to ever give a fuck to fight. That's his character. He's literally the most broken person
He's
ever.
Basically
doesn't
Thor.
give a shit.
He's basically fat Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way to describe it.
Beautiful. I love him. Anyway, the whole thing with Grimm called the apathy happens. Cold Man doesn't give a flying fucking doesn't help because that's just who he is. We proceed to then go to Argus and we meet with Jean's family and whatever, and he does the thing to them. He freezes everybody in the room except for the baby and was it the wife or the sister that he didn't freeze? Or was it me and the baby?
It was you and the baby.
It was me and the baby.
I dodged it because I just did the stand thing because
because now they
But I
know.
just like this. I just like he's like, can you leave the room? And like, yeah, you got it.
he forgets. He goes, I forgot. Go.
Yeah.
You're like, okay. You jump
I just backed out another window. I jumped out another window.
So the whole reason that this is also a joke, we had the whole freezing of this because we love the baby. Because Jordan loves the baby. So I was like, if the baby's gonna be a thing, I'm having Cold Man freeze his parents while the baby's just being held. Yeah. And he just looks at this child and goes, it's just you and me. Cold Man, that is a child. He doesn't understand you. In this room! And I love what we did at the same time. Yeah. It's just like, okay, he's that person's family member. And he goes, my bad, and unfreezes everybody. He goes and sits on the couch and starts drinking vodka because that's his character.
At a certain point, there is one of my favorite jokes we made is that at one point, like when Oscar does his little quirky runaway thing, it just cuts back to Cold Man sitting there drinking vodka while the baby's like drinking like out of his sippy cup, and the sippy cup's empty. He goes, "You want some in there?"
Because literally, no matter how many sips he takes out of the bottle of vodka, it never leaves. Like it never loses any.
Yeah, it never gets empty.
Yeah, it never loses any liquid.
Yeah,
it's just a bottomless bottle. Yeah, he's just sitting there babysitting the child. Yeah. And he's like, you want some?
He just looks over.
The baby's just, Because that sucks to be you. He just starts drinking again.
Alright.
Second we all walk back in, it's just you and me. You know us! My bad. And literally every time we would walk into a room, he does this. I don't know why we decided to make this a character. I'm so happy we did it.
It's just that one.
This is the point where they replaced me.
Alex's wheelchair was starting to get we used it too much, even though we made Alex's wheelchair after Cold Man.
Used it too much? Ouch.
No, it was a joke.
You hurt the
we made the wheelchair after Cold Man.
I want to get an actual wheelchair now.
I'm surprised you did it, honestly.
And I'm gonna have a wheelchair in it. I'm never gonna use it.
I really hope you do.
I'm never gonna use it.
You're only the first time we go over to this house, you're gonna greet us in the wheelchair and not leave for the entire every day. After that, you're just gonna be just gonna be in the corner. I can't wait for that day to happen. Anyway, Cold Man's a character. Does he ever fight? No. Does he ever do anything? No. He's just there for comic relief at certain points.
Doesn't try to fuck the Winter Maiden.
Yes. The Winter Maiden is an old ass lady who's also dying.
He's too drunk to realize that.
And he's just like. Yeah, she's kind of cute though, Cold Man.
They take her. They're like, this is the Winter Maiden. She only has like this much longer to live. Smash.
He freezes everybody. It's just you and you It's just you in this room with me! Cold man, you forgot me and Jordan again. Fuck!
Yeah. How do you keep dodging it? Like, I get the first time he just chooses not to. But I feel like past that point, like...
he just forgets.
he just
That was the joke. He just forgets that I'm there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what alcohol does.
I just keep
Exactly.
dodging. I just keep being like, yeah, you know, whenever he's...
Yeah, no, the
whenever
idea,
I walk into a room,
was he freezes outward and I would just hide behind you because I'd see it coming. I'd just stand behind you and I just tap you and you put the stand out and block
At that
for both
point,
of
I
us.
hide behind my wheelchair.
At that point,
Even though it was an AOE,
yeah,
we treated
dude, every time we go into a fucking room, we just start doing the chonga line, bro. Like,
Yeah, no. The only reason we made like the thing of it doesn't work if I'm hiding behind Jordan is just because like I didn't care to make up another rule for it.
Yeah.
Because like it's an AOE thing. It's not like it's like a line shooting out and Jordan just blocks that part of the line because it freezes everything behind us. But it's like I walk up and I tap you. It's like that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
No, it says it right there. It doesn't count. Right there.
Exactly.
It doesn't count.
That was the whole idea of it. It's like I never
the
get
wheelchair
frozen by
too.
Cold Man because
Doesn't
I'm
count.
his favorite.
Yeah.
Because I made him and I wanted it to be funny. I have no reasoning of why I don't survive. We were able to give you reasoning because it made sense with how he worked his power.
Yeah.
But I'm too cool for that. Since I know it's about to happen, I can't get
I like that
frozen.
there's a one time he freezes you and he's like, no!
That'll happen one time now. It's gotta happen. Before we meet Ironwood, this gotta happen.
I'm gonna get arrested. The Aesops!
Yeah.
Okay, wait, let's finish 6, please.
Yeah, okay, yeah. No, we're getting too off track with Cold Man. He's such a funny character. Shut up, Alex. That's a Hot Wheel wheelchair, pretty much.
Yeah, it's sick. It's a
Anyway.
wheelchair.
Yes. Alright, so pretty much the whole point of us being in Argus, we're trying to steal a plane to get to Atlas. So, we come up with the heist.
Yeah.
Cold Man will do nothing.
Yeah.
Because he will ruin it. So we put him in the house.
With the baby.
No, the baby was important to this, remember? He thinks he's watching the baby. That's how we convinced him to be there.
It's just a coconut.
I was gonna say, we just put a pillow next to him, but he's too drunk to realize. So,
Awesome.
we all... He just poured vodka on a pillow.
Hey yo, hello. You're looking kind of thirsty.
Oh my god, I have a great idea of why I don't freeze.
Yeah.
Vodka can't freeze. I just grab the vodka.
Yeah, every time.
Every time I just walk up to him, I just grab the vodka and pour some on my hand, and I'm fine.
Yeah.
I just keep a little like Mickey of vodka in my pocket. I just pour some on my hand every time it does it, so I can't freeze. That's the joke. That's my solution. I've come up with it. Perfect science.
You bring a bottle of alcohol every single time you're
No,
working.
it's only vodka. A vodka
Well,
is the
vodka.
kind of alcohol that doesn't
Okay,
freeze.
can we just-
Anyway, whatever. So I just keep a little Mickey in my pocket now. Anyway, so the whole idea is in the actual show, they have to go do something at a radio tower or whatever. We said there's 2 radio towers.
Yeah.
So, Jordan's still upset with us. So me being the quote-unquote leader of the team, I'm like, I'm going to take Jordan with me. I'm going to make him not be sad anymore. So me, Jordan, and Shade are going to go turn off the tower since Shade is good at infiltrating. And I'm just going to be like, hey, Jordan, I need your help. Come up with a strategy to do this to make him talk to me. We show up there. Reagan's there. What does Reagan do? He's like, it's time to fight, bitch. So me and Shade are going to fight Reagan. And I'm like, hey, Jordan, guess what? You get to go. Don't shut the fucking tower off. Reluctantly, Jordan goes, okay. And he goes to do it because he doesn't want to be any part of this.
Yep.
So me and Shade are fighting Reagan. Reagan is kind of fucking us up because, again, he's a broken character. You know, throwing fire dust and exploding things is very broken.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Shockingly enough, range seems to be the only issue we have. What's up with that? Yeah, oh yeah, that's the gimmick.
That's why I had to change one of my weapons to have a ranged weapon.
Because of how...
Just so...
I love that you did that because we were going over it and we were like, holy shit, when it comes to range, we are fucked.
The whole reason I had to do that is just like every now and then if it required us to be able to kill a singular thing at range, I was like, I'll be the reason we can because I have a sniper rifle as well as a shotgun.
Yeah.
That was the whole gimmick.
Me has my fists and shotguns. He has a pistol.
Like a Desert Eagle doesn't
I got
have
a high
shit.
caliber
I was
pistol.
gonna say, it doesn't have shit range, but it's
got shit accuracy.
It's best, you know, at most mid range, but you can't long range that motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then our fourth person, it keeps fluctuating, so we don't have anything.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the thing. Reagan's fighting us, whatever. We're about to kind of win, but we're also kind of struggling. Jordan comes back and goes, "You get away."
Yeah, I got this. Oh, you want me to explain it from here? I show up, I end up helping them with the fight, we win, Shay kills Reagan, he gets his piece, yada yada. Me and Speedy at that point kind of become chill. And I'm just like, still pissed. But I
suddenly remember, fuck!
Yeah.
There's a robot that was coming.
Yeah. Yeah. We gotta go deal with that. We end up pulling up there, and we realize
Popped out
that,
at
like...
the after party.
Yeah, we realize that they're not doing too hot. My role in the team, I wasn't leader, but I was advisor. I was essentially, for those of you who've played Fire Emblem Awakening, Spadini was Crom and I was Robin. Is essentially the best way to describe this. Spadini was the leader, he was the charisma, I was the ideas.
So every time that we were in a pickle, I'd turn to Jordan and go, come on, give me something to work with. He'd give me something. Okay, we're going to punch him in the dick. Alex, guess what you get to do?
Yeah.
He called you short. What?
Yeah. So
Throws a wheelchair at man's balls.
Those wheelchair runs behind the wheelchair.
That's the best range attack we have. Alex chucks the wheelchair. It's a one-time use thing.
Yeah. Dude, you never get it back.
That will go fast.
Regardless, as we're like there, the robot isn't fucked up yet, and I'm like, I have an idea, but I kind of have to trust Alex to help me out, and I've been kind of a bitch recently, so essentially I give my whole fucking speech of like, yeah, you know, I'm sorry, Alex, but I wasn't wrong. We end up going in there. We hop in the barrel of the gun. I stab my stand with a dust crystal. Alex, like, keeps hold on me. Essentially, I fucking barrage the shit out of the gun, and the moment it explodes, Alex just books it with both of us out of there.
Yep. So pretty much how this would work. Jordan, having dust injected into an aura will fucking deplete the aura at a rapid pace. Jordan went, fuck it. Didn't just put a dust crystal, put a fuck ton of them in. Because he's got to be able to nullify all the fucking elements in the gun, because it has multiple different elements of crystals. So he's like, I'm going to just use the counter to all of them. At max, you had 5 seconds.
All I needed.
And Alex was like, okay. So Jordan just throws a couple fucking punches real quick in there, just kind of hits each part of the fucking cannon's barrel and went, time to leave. And as it blows up, Alex fucking wheels the shit out of there. And, you know, yada, 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 the juxtaposition to get to Atlas happens. We go to Atlas.
Atlas was never discussed. We never got to Volume 7.
We never got past here. The rough synopsis we had, the only reason I want to say this is because we had a cold man moment, and I want to bring that up.
Yep.
We all get brought in, because, you know, we just kind of fucked up Atlas property, so we have to go talk to Ironwood, who's essentially big man of the military and also the headmaster of the school. We show up. Cold Man kind of somehow followed us, and we don't know how. He just kind of was there when we all kind of got arrested.
Wandering around, you know.
Because he realized the pillow wasn't a child, and he thought he lost it, so he was looking for it. And he got arrested with us.
That's great.
Yeah.
I came up with that. I'm very proud of it.
That's great.
So, we all show up. Cold Man is really fucking out of it. And he goes, General Ironwood, it's just you and me in this room. He's important. Don't hurt him.
I like to think, no,
my bad.
I was saying that we did it when the Aesops arrested us. Like, he puts, and that's like the one time he gets you, and that's why he doesn't continue. Is because, like, how are you gonna either get near me or get that vodka if you're tied up and arrested? And he's just like, I stop it, and I'm like, Cold Man, you hit Spadini. No!
Yeah, I still really wanted to do it after that. After that, because like we talked about the Ironwood thing, that was one of the first of the Cold Man moments. I want to keep that so bad, so he does it one more time after that to the Ironwood thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, Cold Man, you said no more. Not bad.
Maybe
freezes everybody.
Maybe it's time to talk about your drinking problem, Cold Man. I don't have a problem.
Because at Atlas,
Did we make it a joke that Cold Man was Trunks' dad?
Yes, yes, we did. But Shane never knew that.
Yeah.
At one point, he's just sitting there drunk. He goes, I had a son one time, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was a tree.
Yeah.
The fuck did you just say?
I like to think he says it to just like Weiss out of nowhere. They're just sitting together. You know, I had a kid. I think it was a tree, and Weiss is just like, huh?
Was that Shane from the other room? What the fuck did you say? I knew a tree man. Oh, was he big? Yeah.
You fight with a club? Yeah.
He fought with a tree branch. That's probably right.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say, you fight with a tree branch? Yeah, he did. No, it wasn't him.
What do you mean? What other person do you know that could turn into a tree? I'm drunk.
I like to think you're just like, what do you know that could just turn into a tree? Ironwood. It's in the
He has
name.
wood in his name.
It's in the name.
No.
Would that be a metal tree?
Is he like stoned?
No,
He's drunk.
he is beyond plastered at all times.
Yeah.
Like, to the point of not being able to converse.
Yeah.
That's why when he sees someone he's never met before, he freezes everything.
Hey, the guts.
He's like
You-
he's
you
like
guys
Rick
met us.
from Rick and Morty.
Don't ever compare my boy to Rick from Rick and Morty.
Regardless, yeah. We never did much for Volume 7. I think the most we got was we had this idea that Ironwood gives us like a private mission. Because we
Because
earned...
we didn't want to be involved with Volume 7 very much.
didn't do anything.
Exactly, that we could involve ourselves with. So we
Yeah.
kind of made it so Ironwood gave us a special mission to go do something
Because we gained favor with him for taking out the Mafia. Because they were a problem.
for his dust transports.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, after that we were like, oh, we'll come up with like a mission idea that'll keep us out of most of Volume 7 since we can't really involve ourselves too much with it.
Yeah.
Until like the Aesop's v Team Ruby thing happens.
Oh no, we had our Jedi fucker.
You guys made up him, and I was still on the fence about him. But yeah, like if worst comes to worst, we'll re-talk about that and we'll implement them. But
Yeah.
we'll come back because Volume 7, 8, and 9 is the next trilogy. We'll do an update at some point, maybe in like an
The
anime
Phantom
2.
Menace.
Yeah, we'll do an update at some point when we have all of that actually written out. Because I feel we're going to do this now, 100%.
Oh, easily. Once again, I got that time off.
Exactly.
Y'all are down.
So, this has actually turned out to be not a fucking 3-hour episode. It's been an hour and 45 minutes.
That's pretty good.
That is
That's
on
like 10
par
minutes.
with our. That is
Yeah,
on
that
par.
is like-
a little bit like 10 minutes over what we normally do.
Yeah.
You could tell all of the content we had was in the first 3 volumes and the trailers.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mhm.
We could have done a lot more of an explanation of Ruby, but we didn't really care about that because we thought this
This
would
is
take a lot
also
longer.
we played D&D,
Mhm.
and that was a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So making since we were in the D&D headspace, we love the idea of making characters and powers because we did
And a
like.
story and stuff like that.
Because we made up JoJo stands and JoJo characters and like
Yeah.
very basic plot points for that. We never made up enough for a whole episode, but we came up with ideas for stands.
Yeah.
I loved coming up with just random powers. So a lot of the characters in this were just random ideas I had for a power, and we're like, we can make that a character. Like
Yeah.
your mob boss was one of them, Cosimo was one of them, Coldman was one of them.
Mhm.
I made up my brother and his team as a character arc for myself because I came up with so many ideas for cool fucking semblances.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna just make myself a brother, and Jordan's like, okay.
Yeah. Fucking man.
I love it how my character is just basically old me.
It's old you in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious.
It's just old me in the wheelchair. Short,
'Cause-
angry, sleeping all the time.
I just remember, like, I imagine the reason I love you in a wheelchair is because the first time that we ever hung out was us playing D&D, and it was the time where you it was like,
The kick jump thing?
well, yeah, it was not only the kick jump thing, but there was the one thing of like we need to like find something, and Alex goes, "It's up here," and climbs the stripper pole and just starts doing this. And you just like while it wasn't your turn in like combat or something, you just be up on the pole and none of us would notice. That's why I love like the wheelchair shit, because I just imagine it's you still in that stupid I like to jump around headspace, but in a fucking chair that is magic. Because that wheelchair is fucking ethereal.
I can have my progression of hoodies. Think about it. Volume 1.
Oh, you want to do that
We
thing?
got Volume 1, we got the black hoodie, which is what I wore when we first started hanging out. Volume 2, I got the light
Gray.
gray hoodie that
Yeah,
I wore
the
all the
gray.
time.
Volume 3
and
is
then
the dark one?
Volume 3, I have my dark gray hoodie. We can switch to Volume 4. I have a beige hoodie now that I wear because it's super light.
Didn't you have a white one? No, that was just the gray one.
Yeah. Hoodie progression. That's what we'll do if we hang out. We'll draw fucking
my
characters.
With
we
my-
did that before.
I think you drew. I never drew one for myself.
I drew my character.
I drew my weapon.
I'll
but it
bring
was
some
very
dude.
bad.
Honestly, bro, we're gonna end this. We'll talk about that. We'll pick up a day. We'll fuck it.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like give a basic descriptions of what I want. I'm gonna have Snap draw my character.
I'm not gonna bug her with our bullshit. I feel like it'd be funnier if we
I
just
kinda
did it
wanna learn how
ourselves.
to draw on the computer.
I really wanted to pick up sketching as of recently.
Yeah.
I have my other laptop's pretty much a sketching laptop.
I have a
I'm gonna-
sketchbook.
I'm gonna draw on my laptop.
Honestly, yeah. Like we'll figure that out, bro. You let me know the day. I'll pull up. I'll bring like all the shit we're
We're
gonna
gonna hop
need.
out at the after party. So yeah, we'll write 7, 8, and then 9 when it comes out, and then we'll do an update video once the trilogy's done.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, with that, is there really anything else we got to talk about?
Yes, we'll talk about it. Not really. I realize we can go in a more juxtaposition of like watching Ruby and shit, but I realize that's like I don't want to make this. If we don't have to make this 2 hours, I'd rather not.
If we do an update video and we need
more time, we'll talk about Ruby.
We'll talk about the other
we have a lot
Ruby
more
stuff.
shit we can talk about when it comes to Ruby.
And why we watch it and what we did with it. Like, yeah, we can talk about all that when we do the update, because if the update's not that long, if it's only like a half hour, we could do the other hour on talking about why we like the show as much as we do, and why it might not be good or something like that. Yeah, I'm perfectly down with that.
Yeah.
Because that's what I originally thought this episode was going to be, and then it just turned into time to talk about our stupid idea we had one drunk day.
Yeah.
We're always sober.
But for now, we're going to call it. Thank you so much for putting up with us being losers. I hope you've enjoyed it.
I can't wait to watch this episode.
Yeah, this is going to be... I'm going to remember to upload this tonight, because this is what I'm going to listen to during my college lecture on Monday.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I will see you all next time. Goodbye.
See ya.
Booty booty.